Hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to Fate and Fortune, Jupiter and Leo, where we are going to be looking at the astrology for the year ahead as it relates to Jupiter and Leo, and working with the tarot to bring some insight, some guidance for this big astrological moment. So make sure you grab your chart. Stay with us for your sun, your moon, and your rising, especially your rising, but the other ones too. And it's going to be a great show. Welcome. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jake. I am a hypnotherapist, tarot reader, intuitive guide to connect with your higher self. And I'm here with...
Hey, everyone. My name's Corbin. I'm a natal astrologer. Really excited to talk about Jupiter today. If you didn't know, both Jake and I, we are Pisces, so we're very Jupiterian ourselves. I love using astrology as a tool for reflection to help understand about the different chapters of life that we may be going through. And especially as Jupiter is entering Leo in the next couple of weeks here, it really kicks off a new year inside of the astrology because Jupiter stays inside of each sign for just a little bit over a year. And so it's a great time to do a little forecast and look forward. Like Jake said, we'll be going through sign by sign, sun, moon, rising, all the way through the zodiac to give everyone just a little bit of a personalized reading about this energy. And the return of the king, as we're calling it, it's a really exciting transit overall. I think we all love Jupiter. I mean, who doesn't love Jupiter? So yeah, we'll definitely get into that one today.
Yeah. And hello, Soul Tribe. Welcome in. Hi, Emma. Yeah, we are on our little split screen here. Dual cameras. Definitely want to give you, a good view of the cards here. So, hello, Jody. Welcome in. Welcome, everyone. Drop in the chat to what your sign is, what your rising sign is, and speak up, raise your hand as we go through your signs because it's going to be a fun one. And yeah, it is the return of the king.
Mm-hmm. So real briefly, just a little bit of the structure of the show today, since this is a new one for us. We'll spend a little bit of time at the beginning just talking about the entire transit of itself, Jupiter in Leo. So more of a collective read, some of the energies that we'll be seeing on a global level. We'll do that, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll decide to jump into each sign and break it down. And stay tuned because we aren't starting with Aries. So sorry, Aries, not first today. We'll see what sign starts it off.
Yes, indeed. And hello to you, Kayla. Welcome. Hope you enjoy the show today. Make sure you stick around. Lots to come. All right. Shall we jump into it?
Yeah. Do you want to pull up the wheel right now?
Yeah.
All right. So on the wheel, we have this pulled up for June 30th, local Minnesota time for us. It might be a different day depending on where in the world you are, but end of June, the portal is opening up and Jupiter is moving into Leo. This happens just hours after the Capricorn full moon. And I know that there's a lot of content already going out like right now around the Capricorn full moon. And definitely this is going to be one of the big flavors that's going to be a part of that. But like I said, though, Jupiter ends up staying in each sign for about 13 months. There's always a period where Jupiter turns around, goes retrograde, generally takes about 3 months or so. But this really, like I said, opens up a new chapter for the next year in your own personal astrology. We're calling it the return of the king because in, the ancient Greek tradition, Jupiter was Zeus. And, if you think about like the gods and goddesses, I, definitely think about like Zeus kind of sitting on the top, and Leo's always that sign of royalty or the crown. The lion is the king of the jungle, right? And there's really some exciting significations here that help us to understand that this is really about a period where we're having a return to the heart, a resurgence of the heart, something that ushers in a new era of personal and collective leadership because Leo leadership. And it's really going to be a change in the flavor. We've had Jupiter inside of Cancer since last June. And that has really stirred up a ton of emotions, a lot of trauma to be healing. I've really heard from many clients and from myself personally, hey Watkins, that there's been a lot of shadow to clear around trauma related to the mother, right? That's Cancer for you. And it feels like we've had a lot of big emotions around a lot of big emotional healing moments. Well, that's all about to change. When Jupiter comes back into Leo, I think of like a summer festival or like a big summer party where everyone is kind of coming together and celebrating. And so, yeah, it's really going to be a shift in our collective energies here. And I think a lot of us are looking forward to that.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Hello to Ken. Hello, Carolyn Ben. Good to see you. Yes, please let us know what your risings are. You can share your suns and moons too if you want to, but especially risings.
Or where your natal Jupiter is, you know. Maybe your natal Jupiter is in Leo and this is the beginning of your Jupiter return. I mean, that would be a really great, lucky, beneficial moment out there. So yeah, let us know because we're going to get to everyone personally here and talk about the energy as it works for their chart.
Do you want to answer a question right now or you want to hold
it? Well, let's hold.
All right.
Let's hold. So some of the things that we can look for with Jupiter moving into Leo. We know that Jupiter is the great benefic. In traditional Hellenistic astrology, we always think of Jupiter as this supportive, uplifting. I mean, it's almost this energy of like the sky opening kind of vibes here. And as I was preparing for this show, I sat down and it kind of cleared my mind and kind of got this image of, well, it reminds me of like that Catholic burning heart image. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The heart on fire. And that was like an idea that came to me, or an image that came to me about, you know, your heart and opening up to the possibilities, to new possibilities inside of the world. In the best way, Jupiter can encourage us to take a leap of faith or, you know, to push our boundaries a little bit. But knowing that the universe is going to catch us if we fall or if we skin our knee or something like that. In the best ways, Jupiter can help us to step into a deeper belief in self. Jupiter can help with, you know, self-worth, self-value, but it also can help you to believe in a higher power, a higher purpose. And so I think there's really a lot about bridging a gap between the mind and the heart that's going to be happening as we have this transit coming through. I think as we debriefed the most recent Gemini new moon, there was a lot of conversation about old thoughts, new beliefs, old words, new actions. And I think Jupiter's really entering a place that can help us to navigate all of the like adjustments and shifts that are going on right now. In some other lanes, I think about just like word association. It's one of my favorite ways to think about the astrology sometimes. And we have Jupiter, who's jolly, or the word joy, or jumbo, making things bigger, the idea of judging or judgments or judicial. These are all like very Jupiterian words. And so you can even just play with word association yourself to see what some of these topics might be. I think about, you know, Zeus. We talked about Zeus, Jesus, Jesus, Christ. You know, one of my favorite associations for Jupiter is the Christ consciousness. I love looking at a natal chart and talking with a client about how this can be a point of access for you to tap into your Christ consciousness. With Jupiter moving into Leo, it means that the axis point is moving to the heart right now, and that there's an immense amount of wisdom, higher perspective, your own personal philosophy that should be flowing through the heart right now. And we know that, like, from a meditation standpoint, getting out of the body or stepping into the Merkaba or whatever, like, this is all through your heart. The heart is the gateway. Jupiter is bringing us home into the heart. And while, you know, Jupiter's been in Cancer for a year where it has amazing condition, as an astrologer, I need to look at every planet and every sign and understand who does best where. Jupiter is very, very strong in Cancer. That is absolutely true. But Jupiter works really, really well in Leo. If we think about the planets on two different teams, those that work during the day and those that work during the night, Jupiter's on the day team. And inside of like a sun sign like Leo, this all is very harmonious. Jupiter has power through triplicity, through bound, through deacon. There's endless rulership that Jupiter has here to help with whatever is going on. So whether it's tapping into like a positive vibe or thought, or opening your heart to be able to manifest and bring in that which you need, or even using the heart to magnify or amplify your dreams, desires, and ambitions, Jupiter in Leo is here to like really help all of us. So yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about this one.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, all of this sounds just very wonderful. I mean, it is Jupiter after all, right? You put in the notes, greater benefic. I really like that.
So just a couple more things looking backwards before we jump forward here. I'm really fond, you can bring the wheel down, Jake. I'm really fond at just looking at the other periods of time to understand the cycles that are unfolding here. And so one of the like tenant moments that I can always remember with Jupiter in Leo is the summer of love. I don't know if anyone watching was alive in 1967, but in the summer of 1967, Jupiter moved into Leo. Also, Saturn was in Aries at the time, so there's another resonance that's going on, which is really interesting. And now, I didn't grow up at that period of time, clearly, but we think about the summer of love and we think about flower children and hippies and psychedelics and this kind of like creative youth counterculture that showed up. You know, we had the Beatles and the release of Sgt. Pepper, which was this like highly creative, highly artistic, incredibly emotional, and like really something that like changed the beat of the day. So this is an energy that really can, again, usher in a new flavor. The king is returning and he's a new king. It's young, it's fresh, it's inspired by youth, it's inspired by art, it's inspired by culture. It's really cool stuff here. I wanted to find a couple other moments and connect with some other songs because, you know, I'm a Pisces and I just love music and as a way of like expressing stuff. And Jupiter wants, especially inside of Leo, wants you to touch into that artistic side or that creative side, tap into your inner child and, you know, express that person without any sort of filter, right? And so let's see, other periods when Jupiter was in Leo, and maybe there'll be something meaningful that happened inside of your life that you remember. So in the summer of 1990 to 1991, that was another period. 2002 to 2003 was another period. And we got to 2014 and I was in my 20s, so I listened to a lot of music then. And I remembered two songs from 2014 that like really were so Jupiter in Leo that it does a great job really explaining here. The first one, and I'm sorry if this is an earworm and gets stuck in your head too, but that darn Pharrell Williams song, Happy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. I don't even want to start humming it, but
I'm gonna throw myself off the
roof. right. But you know, what's the line? If happiness is the truth, Jupiter, the truth, the wisdom, your perspective of the world, being happy, being heart-centered, being, you know, in that emotional place. I think it caught the vibe of the moment in like the higher vibe, the joyful vibe in such a poignant kind of a way. Oh, I know. I'm so sorry, Lynn. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I've been doing it too, unfortunately. And it's like, gosh, did it take 12 years for that to leave my brain? I don't know. The other song, though, that came to me was that first Iggy Azalea song, Fancy, with Charlie XCX. And, you know, talk about Leo and ego and bragging. And for those who might not be super familiar with the song, right? It's just a song about bragging about how freaking cool you are and how awesome you are. I think she says, "I'm so fancy, can't you taste this gold?" And it's like, here's some kingly stuff for sure, but it's also that like gentle Leo PSA about like, hey, what's the quality of your heart right now? What's inside of your heart? And what are you expressing to others? And, you know, confidence is important to express. But yeah, anyway, so just a couple moments thinking back and seeing that king energy, seeing that energy of the royalty, seeing the energy of joy. And as I was washing my hair today to get ready for this show, another song that just came out a few weeks ago played, and I was like, oh, this is just perfect. So the band now is called Coco and Breezy. They're like a duo that does house music. A lot of us spiritual folk love house music. And I just had to grab the quote here because I wouldn't really remember it. But it's and it's kind of a spoken word track. But anyways, the lyrics are, art is sacred. Art has always been sacred. To heal is sacred. So we have to step back into this and return to the experience of healing, not as a task of something to do, but something to move creatively and artistically into as art flows through you. And yeah, as I was washing my hair, I just thought, gosh, what a resurgence for the creativity of humanity. You know, we're faced with AI right now in such an interesting kind of way, whether you're using it in your personal life or not, whether you're using it in your professional life or not. We all have been making some sort of comments and judgments about what can technology do that, well, actually more like what can humans do that technology can't do. And I think that's going to be a big part of this too. I think tech can help us to heal, but I think healing is truly a human quality.
What's we've been on this this album kick. It's called Nature's Healing.
Yeah,
that is Horse Girl, and one of the songs is called Organic Intelligence, and I'm thinking of the line she says, "Why choose artificial when you can have organic?"
Yeah.
And the whole song pokes fun at the AI thing of like, okay, but like, think about organic intelligence. How wild is that? How, like, don't you see the magic? Don't you see the beauty in that? And it's just like, you know, flipping that script. And I feel like we're seeing a lot of that, like, that kind of pushback and that like revaluing of the humanity. Which I think is a part of what this is showing us, right? And getting chills there too.
If you go to the chart too, you know, Jupiter is immediately entering in opposition with Pluto and Aquarius too. So there's the conversation about technology. There's the conversation about the self and the collective. There's conversation about where does the power lie? Where is the keys? Where are the wisdom? I mean, it's all written in right there. And so collectively we'll be going through this. I'm sure individually and personally we'll be going through this, but we'll be going through each sign to kind of break down the energy for every sun, moon, and rising as it relates to Jupiter entering a new house here. Just a couple quick overview notes still, and then we'll dive in. So there's really just this concept that as Jupiter moves into Leo here, we're really being pushed to grow into new areas. Again, if Jupiter is about our growth, our expansion, the way that we are breaking out, there is a chain of energy in the sky right now that goes all the way back to Pluto and Aquarius. And essentially all the masculine signs or all the fire and air signs will now have outer planets in them, kind of moving all the way through and propelling and pushing this energy forward. It's almost as if the entire solar system is pushing you towards this heart expansion and to be growing from this new place. It also, though, is going to bring up a new chapter of healing that's going on for a lot of folks here. Tomorrow, it's actually tomorrow. Or yesterday, if you're checking or you're watching the recording, Chiron will move into Taurus, which is quite a big shift. Chiron only changes sign once every like 7 years or so. It's been in Aries for quite some time. And Chiron will be at 0 Taurus when Jupiter enters. So fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, even Venus signs, though, like I feel like Libra, you're a little bit in the crosshairs too, just due to the position of Chiron in Taurus. But I think definitely for the fixed signs, this really enters and calls you into like a new chapter of healing. The chapter of healing with Chiron in Taurus is definitely going to be related to our physical bodies, to our money, our possessions, our values, to the actual nature and earth itself. So nature is healing actually is probably really perfect for the ingress of Chiron into Taurus. And it will bring your own personal growth and healing journey just into a new level. So we'll talk about that, and we'll go a little bit more in depth for all the fixed signs. So stay tuned for your sun, moon, and rising. But hit the like for Jupiter, because this will be, as I call it, the bright spot in our astrology moving forward. So I think, without further ado, I think we're going to warm up with a little bit of a collective reading.
Y'all ready for this? Ooh, Emma has a Chiron return in Taurus too, and Jupiter return, both happening at the same time.
Oh,
there you go, Emma. Before we move on, though, do you want to just quickly touch on Watkins' cat house question? I thought this was a good question. Do you think Venus in Leo is foresight into Jupiter to Leo?
Yeah. I think I was talking about this to somebody else last night, but absolutely, Watkins. You know, what was really interesting when, oh my God, is it right now? Where's the moon today? Is the moon still in Leo right now? Anyways, so Venus technically was actually that very first planet. Is the chart up right now?
No, but it can be.
You know, with the Gemini new moon that happened less than a week ago, I think Venus was at one degree of Leo inside of that chart. And so, yes, she really broke ground here first. And as you can see at the ingress, she's all the way at 19 Leo. But because she got here first, you might have already started to experience some of this heart expansion, and you're probably noticing it first inside of those relationships or inside of the ways that you connect with others. That's definitely going to be like, you know, some of the earlier ripples here that some folks might be feeling. And then again, every time that the moon comes through, that's going to like emphasize all of this and bring it even further deeper into your awareness. But other Venusian places as well, like money or finances, you know, there might be like a real heart-to-heart conversation around your ability to move forward as it relates to what's going on. Definitely digging into, that heart-to-heart vibe is definitely something that I'm thinking about right away. So she's a precursor here, and it's a great question too, Watkins, because we're going to have a whole bunch more of those faster moving planets coming through, right? Mercury's going to have its retrograde period inside of Cancer, and it's going to take it some time to get there. But the sun's going to move into Leo as scheduled. Mars will move into Leo. Mercury will move into Leo. And all of those will be further and deeper activations. And so, you know, part of me wants to like look back at last summer, because we had a ton of oppositions of planets coming through opposite to Pluto. So some of the themes that were triggered last summer as that was happening, well, fair and game to for us to be seeing this time around. So that's a really long way of saying yes, Venus.
Yes, Venus. Yes. Love it. Love it. All right. Let us jump into it. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to pull some cards for the collective, for all those watching live and on replay. What is the guidance? What do we need to know moving into this Jupiter and Leo period? What does the collective need to know? Dropping cards. All right. Well, I'll kick us off, because the cards want to remind you that there is always a balance. And while it looks very beautiful and there is the beauty there also is some of the push and the pull. We start out with the moon, followed by the 9 of swords. And so I feel like this is speaking to the transformation that we are being asked to step into in order to let go of some of the tougher mental energies that we've been in, especially with Gemini season. I feel like it's been a present moment. What do you got?
The
South Node. Yeah, letting it go.
Yeah.
You're letting it go. You're moving past it
Mm-hmm.
because you're ready for this next adventure, y'all. It's the Fool. Pull a card. It's the Fool. And I love this one because there's like this very like cosmic surfer vibe to it. Plus you have Pluto down there too. Like this is also speaking to that transformation and the emanation of your light. The word on the top there is emanation. And I feel like we are moving into a period where the light is expanding. What?
I'm still lining up. I have
Okay.
the 5th house. And so you had talked about moving into your passion, into your creativity, into your joy. You know, the 5th house is really a place of joy. So
yeah. Well, and your could that include your like gifts and your talents?
My last card is all about your gifts and talents and skills.
Hey, there we go.
So
I mean, because I feel like the Fool, I always think about the Fool in the original or like the traditional tarot holding his like knapsack with all of his things. He has everything he needs to make his journey. He's prepared. I feel like this 9 of Cups though is calling you to not sleep on this moment. You know, you're here, you're understanding this shift, this energy, so that you don't get stuck in a place of complacency. Like this is your energy to take and to work with. And it's going to take a different viewpoint. It's going to take you changing your perspective. This is the Hanged Man or suspension in this deck, and inversion is the word. You might have to dive deep into the depths in order to find the power to move forward, find the answers and the insight. But y'all, it's positive. It's beautiful. It's felicity. This card just keeps coming up. It's so funny.
Yeah, we
6 of
keep
Cups,
getting that. I
felicity, which those of you who don't know, I didn't know this until I looked it up. It means intense happiness.
It's
Intense
more
happiness.
than an American Girl doll name.
More than an American Girl doll name, truly, and more than a horse girl movie, right? Because there was the horse girl movie, Felicity, where she had a horse and.
We're so
Wait, was she okay? But was that an American Girl doll movie though?
Probably. Yeah.
I bet it was an American Girl doll movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So yeah,
horses are very Jupiterian though. Jupiter is the ruler of large animals. So this is like the cipher is open right now. Everything is coalescing. It's beautiful. I did a very similar read. I'm just pulling from my Astro Tarot Oracle cards. Shout out to Heather Roan Robbins. Thanks for speaking to my local group. But South Node, 5th house, and 2nd house. So I felt like it was really similar to some of the things that Jake was saying about letting go of the past. You've healed the past. That healing chapter is over. Stepping forward into a heart-centered place of your passions, of your hobbies, of the things that light you up. And leaning into that is actually how you are going to develop a new sense of self, develop the higher heart, right? I don't know if there's something in here about that, like the higher heart or the best functioning heart, but stepping into all of this joy can bring a lot of positivity and maybe even a little bit of money. So that's cute.
Yeah. Beautiful energies. I mean, I don't think any of us are under like any delusion that we're not in a dynamic time. I mean, I think we're all living through it in our own way, shape, and form. And so I feel like the cards are speaking to that dynamicism, but all of it is pointing us towards that beautiful expansion, that happiness, that heart-centered like joy. It's gonna be good.
Well, and I feel like, you know, what that connected to that I had been talking about earlier was that creativity of the human spirit, you know? And so I think that's really great. Because if if I were to think like on a larger collective scale, That's one of the first things that comes to mind, but also a little bit of a shift of power too, away from some of the controllers and more of a like, I lead myself, being more self-led than led by others is definitely the energy here.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, I like how I feel like a lot of that kind of tied in.
It did. All right, y'all, drum roll.
Yeah.
Who are we starting with? Could you guess?
We're going around the wheel. Feel free to listen to your sun, your moon, your rising. I mean, I really strongly believe you're rising, but of course, go with whatever resonates with you the most.
Take what resonates, leave the rest.
Listen to your Venus sign if that's what resonates for you. You know, no hard rules here in astrology. It's just a symbolic language.
Yep, y'all guessed it. You knew.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We should have started with Virgo, though. That would have been really silly.
Oh my gosh, we can't do that to Leo. It's their moment. The Leos deserve it.
Okay, well, let's bring up the wheel.
Yeah.
So moving forward, I have a little bit of an amended wheel. We just have our outer planets here, again, because the inner ones are kind of moving so quickly, so fast. But I think that this is a great snapshot to use, especially because Jupiter is going to be the second fastest moving thing here, but is definitely going to, all the other planets are going to kind of stay in the same spot. So here we go. Leo rising. We put a little trophy on here because, like, congrats, Leo rising. It is your time to shine. The spotlight is on you in a new and expanded way. This is a beautiful year and season for you to take on a new role or a new identity, especially as it relates to some of those Jupiterian archetypes. When I think about the big Jupiter, archetypes, we have like the teacher or the mentor. We have the guru or like the wise man. But we also have like the healer and somebody who can like tend to those wounds. And so bringing in any sort of those aspects and mixing it with your own personal flavor and using that to bring to the world is definitely aligned for the time right now. It's a year for you to take up more space than usual. Jupiter is about that expansion. And in the first house, we're expanding our self and our self-identity. It puts you in a position to almost be like I talked about a carnival earlier. It puts you in a position to be like center stage or in the center ring, or to be the showman, or like the...
Tell me why Britney Spears circus is
I wonder
the
what
center
year
of
that
the
was.
Ring, just like a circus.
I know.
That was
do
20.
Do you think? Probably not, though.
No, it was 2008 or 9 or 10, I think.
Sure.
Somewhere in there.
As this is a big shift from Jupiter being in Cancer, which, Leo rising would have been your 12th house. In this previous year, there would have been a lot of that mental inner world to kind of work with, to heal, to exploring the depths of your own inner shadows, the corners of your mind, other realms and realities. And now there's a return to all that energy kind of coming back in to you, into your body. When Uranus moved into Gemini, I was hearing a lot about like buzzing, and I feel, or like zipping around, and I feel like Leo rising, this is a period of, shout out Lisa DiMartino, effulgence. This is a moment of, I know,
Thank
right?
you, Lisa, we love you.
This is a moment of shining your inner light. And like I said earlier, just a little PSA of making sure that what's coming through the heart is pure, is sparkly. I think that last year that you've had Leo risings, you've been working in the shadows, you've been working with some of the more healing the aspects of self. And now it's like, hey, I get to show this all off. So it's very exciting. If you've been waiting to take your turn, Leo rising, it's your turn. It's finally your turn. And what's even cooler, Leo rising,
waiting for their turn.
Yeah, right. As if. But again, thinking about the entire solar system, pushing things forward and landing with you. It's saying the people that you're working with, the beliefs that are driving that, the vision that you are now holding is something that you are here and ready to express. Emma said that it was also her Leo or her Jupiter return. So if you also have Jupiter in Leo, like double bold and underline like everything that I said up until this point, because yeah, all eyes on you, Leo rising.
All eyes on me in the center of the ring, just like a circus.
Yeah. Jake, take it away.
All right, let's see what the cards have to say. I'm going to pull the wheel down. See what the cards have to say for the Leo risings, as well as those suns and moons. Thank you. All right, thank you. All right, thank you.
Yeah, shout out Lisa and Johnny.
Right, all right. One more card. Oh, there it is. Of course it is. I was like, there's one more. All right, beautiful cards for you, Leo risings and suns and moons. All right. Right. Love you guys. Love you guys. So, cards for you guys, Leo rising, suns and moons. We're starting out with art. Art. This is a card unique to this deck. And the word on the top is verification. But every time I see this card, all I see is that like sword being pulled back and the journey that is ahead for this person. Especially in that first position there. This is really speaking to the momentum that you've been building, and probably is in that 12th house sense, right? Of dealing with that stuff deeper down in your shadow, in your subconscious, and that all of that work has been that pull back, getting ready to release your creative energies, your creative energies, not in just like an art sense, but this is in your life. What are you creating? And I love that you brought up the relationships, because we have 6 of Pentacles here.
There you go.
And I think this is definitely speaking to the beautiful way that partnerships and collaborations and the people around you are going to be lifting you up and giving you that. It's really in a balanced sense. You know, sometimes I think with Leo, you might have these moments where your light shines a little bit brighter and can sometimes not dim other people's, but outshine other people's. And that's not always what you intend, but sometimes people, right, play it small, and they might do that around you sometimes. But this is speaking to those relationships being pretty balanced. It's not, though, going to be a year without its pushes. You know, 5 of Pentacles is adversity. It's adversity, but it's not in a negative sense. We are sandwiched by the 6 of Pentacles and the King of Cups, and this is that squaring energy that pushes you forward. It's that adversity that helps you to fly in a new way. You know how they're throwing these pentacles up into the air. It's like tossing your chips up and seeing how they fall. And we talked about that heart-centeredness and really standing in your power emotionally and channeling that emotion in a way that builds you and others up. Because it's through that this transition is going to take place. It's through those emotions, through that heart portal, that you are able to fend off any attacks, any negativity, any moments that might be trying to pull you down or dim your light, or have you make yourself smaller than you want to be, than you came here to be. This is about stepping into your soul's purpose. And ultimately, this ends in such a beautiful place for you, because you get your strength. And we've got a lion there on the card, this flaming sword. I mean, there's just such a, I mean, look at the power stance that she has, like, and flanked by her animal protectors, her animal support. I mean, there's such a power. And you even look at like the community that's behind her, right? There's such support. and ultimately this is unlocking new levels and layers to your power, not just in a physical sense, but on all those layers of your being. So it really is a beautiful tale here. And you have, I mean, you have the tools that you need. I mean, you have the stuff that you need. There's going to be people along this path that help you along that way.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's going to be beautiful.
You know, I love a lot of what you said, because now I want to dig back into the chart, but the people along the way to support you as you are moving towards, you know, this new mission, this new goal, this new expression of self, you know, that's really that Uranus and Gemini energy. That's the 11th house, right? The 11th house is about those who want to help you to make your reality come true inside of this world. The opportunity for healing, though, right, as you brought up, we definitely see as represented with that Chiron and Taurus energy, right? And so there is a little bit of a fixed square going on here in your houses 7, 10, and 1. And so it's definitely about, you know, making sure that you have the correct partners that are working with you. Yes, there are a lot of new people who want to be supporting you, but are all the people from the past aligned with you in the same kind of a way? And are they all willing to get dirty? I like to think of Taurus as a sign where we get our hands dirty. And so some of the stuff that you might be working with or healing inside of this, and especially in the 10th house, which is very public, right? This might be some sort of trial that you go through that others are well aware of how you're struggling with getting your hands dirty, getting into it, shall we say. And yeah, just, you know, at the end of the day, Jupiter's in the first. And so this is really great and beneficial. But there will be a few slight challenges here. So yeah, watch out a little bit for that. But really, Jupiter in the first, I just can't turn away from that and say that it's not going to be good. Yeah. It feels like what you are trying to manifest, you will slowly but surely see come through over the next 12 months. So mark your calendars, Leo rising, like you really should be taking some new and different actions right now. And if it's been bubbling under the surface for a while, that's great. You know, that just means that you are on this beat early and ready. 2 weeks from now, the portal opens and you got the next 13 months. So it's go time in a big way.
Go time. Yeah. I love it. So let us know how that resonates for y'all, Leo, risings, suns, and moons. And I just love this comment from Watkins. Leo pulls their own card. The strength, yeah, literally, though. Isn't it funny? I love it. And hello, Diva's a goddess. Diva Sea Goddess? Diva Sea Goddess. Hello, welcome.
Hello, Diva.
Hello, Diva. All right, so Leo risings, have a great year. It's going to be wonderful. All right.
Moving to Virgo. Do you want to bring up the wheel?
I would love to bring up the wheel.
Through the magic of time, we have moved the wheel forward. And we are here now. And so we have a Virgo rising, and Leo is in our 12th house. So the 12th house is my favorite house to think about, to go to explore the depths of our minds, areas of our life where we need to kind of go and take a break, to get away, to relax. And if the pressures of the world, Virgo rising, sun or moon, or maybe even Venus, are getting to you inside of the next 12 months, the answer lies within your own personal retreat. You know, this could be thinking about traveling and getting away and going to your own private island or your own yoga retreat or a silent weekend or something like that. An ayahuasca ceremony, I'm not sure. But it really speaks to you having these new experiences that really transform your inner mind and your inner world, that can help you to connect with like a higher philosophy, or at least a better vision on what's going on. I always think of the 12th house as the place where we deal with our mental health problems. And Jupiter is here to help you with those, which is really wonderful. I mean, it could be just the energy of Jupiter yourself taking you along for the journey. But Jupiter can also often indicate a person, somebody else who's coming in to help you and assist you with this. So you might be able to find a new mental health coach. That's a weird phrase. A new psychologist or a new
Mental
healer.
health coach.
Maybe not like the traditional stuff, but
Yeah.
big healing opportunities are here for you for sure. And real moments of rest and respite. On a like PSA watch out kind of thing. Escapism, running away from things, spiritual bypassing. That's all maybe inside of the lower vibe here. So the message about really making sure that you're staying in tune with the messages that are inside the heart, being in touch with your ego, is rather important advice over the next year. So Virgo risings, take that time, take that break. There's really a lot of healing energy for you when you can get quiet. And we'll see what Jake pulls here, and we'll go back up a little bit more.
Yeah. What are those cards for our beautiful Virgo risings, suns, and moons? Shout out Jody, Virgo sun.
Oh, sorry. Last note, though, around this healing journey, Virgo, since Chiron, after it enters Taurus, will be trining your first house. And I mean, Virgo, you're an earth sign to begin with. The prospects for healing are really great, actually. Having Jupiter in a place to assist with healing, plus Chiron sending a trine to your ascendant, really means that you are going to find that, I already used the word respite, but you really are going to find relief when you take the time to seek it out. The journeying for it can be short or long. It could be internal or external. It's just something that you need to choose to go on that path.
Yeah. A very beautiful spread here. I'm going to pull the chart down. Very beautiful spread here for you, Virgo risings, suns, and moons. Starting off with the universe card. This is the world in the traditional tarot. A beautiful moment of rebirth. And I feel like the 12th, you would say, is like death and rebirth. And so this is really like highlighting that rebirth opportunity within the ways that you work with your power, because we have King of Wands next, and restriction is the word there. And I feel like Virgo, you might restrict your power in one way or another. You might hold back. You might shut things down, and that might come from a mental place, a place where you say, oh, I don't really have, like, I don't really understand it. I don't really have the perspective. There might be this need to climb the mountain there and look at things from a different perspective. And so maybe that yoga retreat is in the Himalayas or something, and you're going to get a different viewpoint. But like, I really see a lot of support from your soul family, from your real family, maybe your friends, those loved ones, that soul connection. And it's a really beautiful energy here with that 10 of Cups coming in, highlighting that support, highlighting the abundance. I mean, right, 10 of Cups is like one of the best cards in the deck. It's like a beautiful card. And when we have that followed by the Fortune card, the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like that's really speaking to the turning over of that wheel, the tuning. I'm seeing the little satellite dishes there. It's like tuning your receiver to bring through what you need to bring through in this next year. And it's going to show itself in a very physical way, I think. The King of Pentacles, and be a moment of you stepping into your earthly gifts, your earthly power, maybe shifts in your physicality as well, in the ways that you support yourself, and really, like, motivation is the word on this card. It's like what motivates you to move through your life, and what gives you that sense of stability, that sense of accomplishment as well. And I just think it's so funny because guess what card we're ending with again?
Oh, wow.
Strength came out again, this time for you, Virgo risings. And so you are having a similar moment of stepping into your strength in a new way, stepping into your power in a new way. And, you know, we were talking about the 12th house and that subconscious, like I'm really seeing the animal kingdom support here, the sort of shadowy figures in the back. It's like your support isn't just in a physical sense from those around you. This is also on multi-dimensional levels. Like you have that support to do what you need to do to step into this new you.
I love what you were saying there, because it reminded me of one of the things that I wrote down, which is this question to be asking yourself: how does this fill my heart and take the weight off my mind? You know, Virgos, you have been in the crosshairs a little bit as the South Node has been in your sign for the last 2.5 years. That has been a little bit of a weight, a little bit of a challenge to self, and ask to really work with some of those Virgoan qualities of yourself and kind of sharpen that sword into the best version of Virgo. But that can really take up a lot of mental energy there. And there's something about this transit that is helping you to get out of the mind and to get centered back into the heart. And so I can't remember what you said at this moment, but it made me think of that.
No, I mean, even just looking at the elemental representation in this spread, I mean, we only have the one sword, the page. And it all culminates in the heart energy with that strength card. And it is about how are you aligning your energy, your soul. Like I'm almost seeing like it's like, this is such a weird vision that I'm getting, but it's like your soul is like just a little bit off balance. And this year, this Jupiterian expansion is bringing gifts into like shifting you back into alignment. It's like, it's a weird visual. Hopefully I'm making sense, but it's like your soul is just like a little bit off from the other parts of you. And this is helping to like bring it back into alignment.
Yeah.
I don't know really what that means,
No,
but
it's great, because again, when the nodes shift into Leo and Aquarius, the South Node will be here in their 12th house, letting go of and really releasing some of that. So I like it.
Love it. There you go, Virgo risings, suns, and moons. We have the lovers underneath the deck, again, highlighting those relationships. And look at in this deck, the sort of like two worlds, the spirit figure there. I feel like it really is highlighting, doubling down on that. You know, like Jody said, where's that comment? Jody said, good thing I have soul tribe therapists.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We are grateful for our spirit guides. All right, Virgo rising suns and moons, let us know what resonated for you, and have a beautiful year ahead.
All right, moving the wheel forward, we are now at Libra. Shout out to all of the Libra. Oh, hey, that's you.
It's me. I'm a Libra rising. It's mine. Tell me what's up.
All righty. So Libra rising, Jupiter will be entering your 11th house after a year of hanging out in your 10th. And this is a really exciting year, because I know from working with Jake throughout the last year, there's been a lot of that work activation in that 10th house. And what's really cool about the 11th house is where you can find your audience, you can find your supporters, you can find the benefactors who want to help you to bring all of these ideas forward. And so it's really a time of opening of connections. It's really a time of new people coming in. This is going to be another one where really the shift you're going to see and feel externally, because the 11th house is like all your friends showing up and saying, let's go, let's do it. It's really exciting. And what's even more beautiful here is that they're aligned with you, Libra rising, from the heart, right? This is like where you guys have this coherence, this agreement, this shared belief, these shared views. Perhaps you are all working together very creatively. But it's really about a new set of codes, wisdom, and keys that help you to generate these new dreams and aspirations that you're working on bringing into this reality. You know, Jupiter is that master manifester. And the 11th house, we have a little crown on this one because in Hellenistic astrology, each planet has a house where they perform the best. And the 11th house is where Jupiter rejoices. And so the joy of Jupiter is in the 11th, and everything that Jupiter could bring you, they will bring you here. I mean, it's really the best place for Jupiter overall. Now, Saturn and Neptune are in the 7th house, and I have heard from some folks how the partnerships, the relationships, I've had their stops and starts. Maybe Libra rising, you found that you have a change of the people that you've been working with recently. Whether that was a good positive shift or whether it was challenging in the moment, if you're feeling alone, the universe is bringing in new folks for you. So if you went through that kind of karmic clear out at the beginning of this year, don't worry, there's new friends for you just around the corner here. And that's really beautiful. A reminder, as always, as we're kind of providing this for, you know, anything in Leo, staying pure and true inside of your heart is going to be really, really important here. The other aspect that I want to mention is that these folks in the best and highest ways are going to be pushing you to really be singing that song of your soul more proudly, clearly, truly, because this is happening along that axis of 11 and 5. And so the 5th house being about, you know, our creative projects and that which we want to express. Well, there's people here to help assist with that.
Got a lot of Libra risings in the house or related to people in the house.
Nice.
I love it. I love it. So let's see. I'm going to pull the chart down. Let's see. What are the cards for Libra rising suns and moons? What cards do you want for them? Thank you. Yes. And a burp. All right. Interesting.
Just want to say, like, hey, Libra risings, like, I mean, this is almost like the Leo rising too, though, like an expansion of your voice, a little bit more of a spotlight on you and what you're doing here. But through the relationships and through others helping you get there. Like if you've been pushing the rock up the hill on your own, there'll be a hand to help. Yeah, interesting energy in the cards here for Libra risings, suns, and moons. We're starting out with the High Priestess, or in this deck it is the Arch Priestess. Arch Priestess? Disillusion, though. And I just always see her up on her magic carpet / camel on her magic carpet. I mean, this is such a wild card. She's above it all. She has a perspective and is in her power in a sense that it allows her to see her realm in a very empowered way. And I love that you brought up the relationships because we have the 2 of Cups here. You Libra risings, suns, and moons are going to have some new partnerships, harmony in those partnerships here. You're frozen, but it'll probably catch up here in a moment. Come on, camera. There you go. Cross-pollinate. I love it. Yeah. So really that doubling down on that energy of who is supporting you. And this is about stepping into your destiny.
This is about finding that beautiful balance that you always want to find, Libra, in those relationships, but also in your life, and how you're showing up, and how you're bringing your light into the world. I love this card because it has a little lit candle and then an unlit candle, and it's like balancing how you use your energy, how you store your reserves, and really finding that beautiful. I mean, we're great at that, right? Libra risings, we're good at finding that balance. And your support also comes from the other side too. Don't worry, it's not just the physical, it's not just the people around you. You have the spirit support as well. And I feel like you're going to have an opportunity this year to discern, have that discrimination in who do you work with. And you might see a changeover in your spirit team and in those energies that you're working with as you move into that higher expression, that higher energy, because you're going to be bringing through. I keep seeing the way that she's like reflecting the moon's light through this crystal ball, like down into the sea. It's about like that transmutation process of bringing through your soul's light. The moon is your inner world. It's your emotions, but like bringing through that your intuitive gifts in a new way as well. And Jody, you had a comment earlier, I think it was Jody, about the dolphins, and it was a whale in the other one, but we have dolphins here. You might even have more telepathic abilities coming through, or be working with non-human beings in a new way. But also a little bit of caution, Libra. Don't forget to rest. This might be a really exciting year for you. There might be a lot going on. But the cards want to remind you that like that balance does mean balancing the action with the rest, the recharging, the ways that you can help nurture yourself through those moments where your energy might lag a little bit, where all of the other people, all of the demands, all the people coming in and saying, hey, opportunities, hey, work with me, hey, like take those moments that you need to rest. And you might even have someone in your life who reminds you of that. You might have someone who says, hey, Libra, you're looking a little stressed. Even though you have a smile on your face, you're looking a little stressed. Maybe take a moment, especially because we end with the Hermit card here, which is interesting, right? It's an interesting energy, but I think this is really speaking to the ways that, Libra can get lost in the other, right? We can get lost in those relationships, those people, and especially when there's a lot of people coming in, you can really easily lose yourself amongst it all. And so taking that time to retreat, to bring your energy back to you, to tune back into you, because it's through that you're going to really be able to like have the freedom that you desire. We have an eagle here, right? Exaltation. It's like that idea of flying free, and this year is going to open that for you, but it is about that balance, as it always is with us, right? Us Libras.
So I had pulled Gemini, which I think is really interesting here, because you have Gemini in your 9th house, and Uranus right now is in your 9th house. And so as Jake was talking about different people coming in, I really think that these folks right now are here to help you shift some of that mental perspective, some of those beliefs, and some of the values that you hold. There's been an intense healing process that you have been going through over the last year. The new people that you're going to be partnering with are going to help to let go of any of those final shreds of ego that might be getting in your way, or any sort of disbelief that you might have, especially as it relates to your own power. I really, because the other side of this fixed energy is going to be related to your 2nd house. And so just stepping into a greater sense of embodying your own self-wisdom, and being in your own power, but that coming through from the new interactions that you're having with different people. You might have a new friend who helps you to see a small aspect of the shadow of yourself that you're working on clearing. And once you've cleared that, that new vision of what you're bringing in really then comes through in a big way. So I feel like the Jupiter retrograde will be really meaningful for this group as it relates to rewriting beliefs. But yeah, I mean, overall, a really positive place, because with Jupiter in your 11th house, you're ready to shift belief. You're ready to believe in something new and to open yourself up more to that cosmic wisdom. And so the time is now to kind of open up for that. And there'll be a lot of people on the journey to help assist with that process.
Yeah, I chuckled at your comment. What is a Libra without a relationship? And also, yeah, thank you, Emma, for sharing those. I have new hypnotic meditations available on my site. Emma shared the link there, and these are a wonderful tool to help support you as you step into this new year. I have an anxiety one. I have one for anxiety relief, not to give you anxiety relief, past life one, and a sleep hypnosis, which has been a long requested one. So if you have trouble sleeping, go grab my sleep hypnosis meditation and you won't have problems after that, I promise.
Or if you love falling asleep to YouTube videos, maybe you could fall asleep to something just a little bit more high vibe.
Right.
I'm only speaking about myself, don't worry.
I love it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Carol. Love you. All right. Yeah. Good read. All right, y'all. Good luck in the year ahead, Libra. You got this. You know how to balance. All right. Scorpio risings. Let's get into it.
All right. Shout out to all my Scorpio risings. You're one of my favorite brand of characters.
We love you,
out
Scorpio
there.
risings.
Yeah,
we have quite a few of those in our life too.
Lots of Scorpio rising in our lives. So much love to the Scorpio sun, moon, and risings that are listening out there. This is your mini forecast for Jupiter entering Leo. Really, really dynamic and exciting year ahead for you Scorpios, as Jupiter will be moving into your 10th house. This is really exciting. Oh my gosh. In astrology, we look at the different houses and try to understand what are the different meanings of them. And from a Hellenistic perspective, houses 1, 4, 7, and 10, we talk about them as actually being pinned to the heavens and these channels through which manifestation into the 3D actually happens. And these are big houses. So whenever you see something on the angle or in 1, 4, 7, and 10, you know that the astrology is coming in a big darn way. And so seeing new opportunities for growth as it relates to your career, especially as it relates to ways that you lead or that you use different creative solutions to innovate and change the workplace, the environment, the work that you're doing, the people that you're working with inside of that. You're really in a phase here where you're being called to expand into a new role. And this actually shows up in the astrology in more than one place. When we had all of the planets, the Neptune and Saturn enter Aries, and that first started last summer, I heard from a lot of Scorpio risings at that time who were going through work changes. I can think of two specifically right now that got promotions and kind of like a upward trajectory movement, and they expanded into new roles. This period of Jupiter in Leo is really helping you to sink into that in the most beneficial way for yourself. It's definitely a boost to that professional career or any other sort of public endeavor, but it's also definitely like a boon to the big roles that you play inside of your family or the ones that you're closest with. And so as Jupiter is moving into your 10th, you might find more people coming to you for your healing medicine, for the wisdom that you have around how it could be done. This really puts you in a powerful position to be sharing right now. And sometimes Scorpio, well, not sometimes, I mean, Scorpio is known for holding the cards really close to their chest, right? Scorpio is going to wait for like the exact moment to strike. Well, that moment is this whole freaking year, Scorpio, okay? Like, you can just strike at will for the next 13 months. You can just throw it out there. The time for you is definitely now. And again, lot of cool opportunities coming forward because because Jupiter also rules your second and your fifth houses. This is going to be a big opportunity for some of those advances around the workplace to, one, bring in more fun and enjoyment. So, you know, if there's a passion that you have outside of your current like lane of employment, that's something that you could be infusing into what you're doing professionally right now. Jupiter is asking you to take a risk here and to bring some of that passion that you might have internally into whatever it is that you're doing publicly. So like if you're like Jake and I and you have you love crafting and you make stuff and then all of a sudden you start selling it, like that's kind of the idea here, something that lights you up that you're now bringing to others to share with them. And you'll be seen in a new light for that, definitely kind of taking on a new persona. The other cool part that comes from this new like heart-centered expression for you, Scorpio, is definitely that growing sense of self. So we talked about Jupiter relating to your own personal self-esteem. And since Sagittarius is on your second house, Scorpio rising, this experience with Jupiter over the next 13 months can be a period of new skills coming through because of new opportunities, because of new things that are lining up in your professional kind of lane. And as you learn this new stuff, you feel good, you feel better about yourself, you feel empowered by what it is that you've taken on. You know, I think about like, as I learned astrology, I got so much more confident in myself, in my life, and my ability to stand up and assert. So yeah, it'll be really cool. There is that opportunity here with Chiron inside of entering now your seventh house. So really a season for karmic healing of relationships and, you know, those that you're partnering with. And yeah, I've been hearing about that too from a lot of you Scorpio rising. So we'll toss it over to Jake for a little bit of the cards and we'll see what lights up from there.
I love, Emma, that it was 11:11 because literally as you typed that message, I saw our timer for the show was at 1 hour and 11 minutes exactly.
Nice.
And so I feel like that's just doubling down on this idea of like that new for you, Scorpio. All right, let's see what the cards have to say to you, Scorpio rising suns and moons. Rising suns and moons, Scorpio rising suns and moons. What is the insight for you? One more card, thank you.
I have a funny read over here. So
yeah, we got some interesting stuff here. Do you like my song, Ken? Scorpio rising suns and moons. It's the hit of the summer. All right. All right. Well, Scorpio, you love intensity, don't you? You love intensity. That's all I have to say. On to the next. Just kidding. Starting out with 5 of Wands, there is some contention here. And this could be within you. This could be with someone else. But there is some contention. There's some conflict. And it may be in the ways that you use your energy, the ways that other people use your energy. And you're really being called to a fucking transformation because you got the death card. So stop doing that. Stop doing that, Scorpio rising, suns and moons. You're called to that transformation. And it's through that that you will unlock new soul aspects. That's what I'm seeing with kind of the multi figures here. There's this element of unlocking your soul in a new way.
This is really good.
And part of it is cutting away what no longer serves. I love this deck because all of the knights are ditching different elements of their armor. They're like tossing them aside as they leap through the air. And this guy has lost his feet, his shoes. So you might need to ground a little extra this year. You might need to take your shoes off, put your feet in the grass, and really like ground it down, because those people, those situations, that energy that you're trying to let go of is not going to let go easily. There's that contention there, right? But this Seven of Pentacles, like, you notice his foot is like trapped under these pentacles. You have to unlock this for yourself. And don't worry, you got this. You got all the time in the world. Page of Pentacles says that like this year ahead is that journey. Like, don't worry if some of that intensity is sparking, because you will be able to traverse this, right? You're gonna get across that chasm. It might look a little scary, but you got it. And really, it's not letting yourself get stuck in the mental energy, and it's also recognizing your strength. We got the Ten of Swords, which, don't worry, it's not terrible. It is, because what I'm being reminded of, I saw on a Facebook post, someone was talking about they were wanting to get this tattooed on them, or it was someone's husband that wanted to get it tattooed on him. And in his mind, he said, well, if it takes 10 swords to kill you, you must be pretty strong. Which I think is such a funny way of looking at the Ten of Swords, right? I mean, because in the original, it's someone lying face down with 10 swords in their back. And it's like, you got it. You're totally strong enough to deal with any of those little mental things, any of that I mean, you're going to make it through, because this really all culminates in you holding on to your energy, holding it, wielding it in a new way. There's this element of the King of Wands where you're sort of like tightening up loose ends this year. You're tying up some of the BS of the past to step into your power in a new way, to light your fire in a new way, and to light up the world in a new way as well. So there's really, I mean, there's a beautiful story here. It is intense, but Scorpio, I feel like you wouldn't have it any other way. Every Scorpio I talk to, I feel like loves the depths. I'm thinking of like one of my favorite Scorpio friends, who I used to work with years and years and years ago. And I remember the first time that we worked together. It was like one of our first shifts together. I ended up like breaking down and like crying to her in the back room of the Caribou Coffee that we worked at. And she was just eating it up. She was like, she really just wanted that like intense, connection, that deep connection. And so, yeah, y'all got a transformative year ahead. There's going to be a lot of opportunity here to choose your own adventure.
So some of the cards that I had pulled here, we have the fourth house, and I don't even know if I want to talk about these other cards, but we'll get there. And then we have the moon and Chiron. Okay. Can we go back to the wheel for a moment?
We can.
All right. So Scorpio risings, there's a lot of energy now moving into your 10th house, right? But what's on the opposite end of that? What's the antithesis of that? It's your fourth house. Watch out. And what's on the square? Chiron's on the square here. Okay. So while there might be a whole bunch going on at work that's really exciting, you are being called into an intense process of transformation. There are two different things happening in your chart right now that speak to that theme of death, rebirth, to going into the shadows and wrestling with the ego and coming out with a new bag full of diamonds or something like that. When the North Node very, very shortly here moves into your fourth house, moves into Aquarius, the universe will be asking you to be balancing home versus career, the ways that you're leaving the home, but going home yet to, every day at home, we sleep, we restore our body, our cells are replenished. It's like a mini death that we have every single night, and we come back reborn each morning. That symbolically happens inside of the fourth house. And then at the same time, I see Uranus, who has just entered your eighth house. And there's another aspect talking about some of that shadow work that you might be going through at this time. Perhaps some of these shadows are related to that new burgeoning career opportunity, although it very well could be other things. The other thing that I thought of when I had the moon here with the fourth house, and again, I think about this because Jupiter rules your second and your fifth. So Scorpio risings, children, especially, if you're around mine and Jake's age, great time to have a kid, Scorpio rising, great time to be planning for that. As 10th house is about our roles, right? They don't have to be a professional role. You could be expanding into a loving, more nurturing role that you take inside of your home. And so I know that I read this very career early at the beginning, but just a reminder that personal transformation is about going inside, and it really might change what you want to do externally.
I love it. And indeed, right? The Scorpio that Jody knows loves challenges. I love it. All right, Scorpio risings, have a great year. That transformation is going to be beautiful, and I can't wait to see you on the other side. All right, Saggies.
Hello, Sag rising, Sag sun, Sag moon. This is your mini forecast for Jupiter entering Leo, and Jupiter will be entering your ninth house. This is really exciting stuff. I should have put an emoji with y'all Sagittarius rising, because this is one of the more sweet spots, shall we say. So
you get an honorary trophy
for our Sag rising. So what a lucky, harmonious, beneficial, heart-centered outlook you have inside of your next year. There are all of these signs saying that you are about to go through a few experiences that are just going to light up your heart and bring it to a new level. And a reminder, the sharing from the heart. This is going a little bit far right away, but the ninth house, I think about as a way in which we are communicating things. When we communicate things in the third house along that axis, we're talking about local communication or communication with a friend or someone, close by. But when we're talking about the sort of messaging that happens inside of the ninth house, this is like global, or it's on a much larger scale. And so you will find yourself being pulled into opportunities that are going to lead to more visibility for you, where you are sharing your wisdom and your perspective online, right? It could be in a much larger, to a much larger group of folks than you have before. Basically, like media and publishing is in 3 and 9, and ninth house would be like global or mass media. And so there's a way that at this time you're being called to share more on a larger scale than ever before. At the same time, there's a little bit of this like symbiosis of, well, I don't really love the 12-letter alphabet, but if we were playing 12-letter alphabet, this would be the Sagittarius house, and like, go take that trip, go have that eat, pray, love experience. Go do whatever is going to connect you with that like sense of joy, because again, the experiences that are like karmically aligned for you inside of the next 13 months will really open you up to new perspectives, to new ways of understanding. And yeah, you've been working on sharing your message for a while now. As Pluto first entered Aquarius a few years ago, and even when we had both Jupiter and Saturn conjunct at 0 Aquarius in 2020, there's been a kind of a longer period now, I guess at least 6 years, where you've been taking these nudges to step into, I think of the third house as stepping into our voice, but I also think about the third house as stepping into, since it's the home of the moon, it's stepping into your intuition, it's stepping into your gifts, it's stepping into your clairs. And so that might be one of the things that Sagittarius rising is being called to share on a larger scale moving forward. It might be that you just find yourself connecting with more people. But it's the time to be brave and courageous and put yourself out there for sure. The other house where you have Jupiter inside of rulership is your fourth house, your fourth home. So just a reminder that like things are more than likely going to be stable and steady at home, and that can provide that leaping place for you to expand from. So it's definitely a year, Sagittarius rising, where you are going to be called to get out there a little bit more. Some of the changes that have been going on have been a little bit more internal, but as Uranus entered the 7th house, and then as Jupiter is entering the 9th, we're seeing that this train of energy inside of our solar system is bringing you out of the bottom half of the wheel, which is about your inner world, and really bringing your mission into that which that you're sharing. So it's like, hey, Sagittarius rising, shine the light. Like just that's kind of the mission. Burn the flame very, very bright. And just make sure that like your heart and your passion are all wrapped up into it. It's a moment of getting wider recognition for a lot of work that you have already done.
Love that. Love that. Let's see what the cards have to say for you, Sagittarius rising suns and moons. I feel like I need to come up with a new song. Sagittarius rising suns and moons. Thank you. Open. Those cards tell us what these folks need to know. Thank you. And one more. Yeah. All right. All right. Beautiful story for you here, friends. All right. So, Sag, you might have been playing it safe. You might have been playing it safe and holding your chips just a little bit close to your body. This Four of Pentacles would say that you're perhaps holding on to things a little bit too tight and not trusting in the calls from your soul, because this Ace of Wands would say that you have a calling and your soul is pushing you to shine your light in a new way, right? I love this card because there's just such a solar energy here. It's like, channeling down that light from your soul and shining it in a new way. And I feel like there's a caution here for you, Sagittarius, to stay in a grounded place about this, stay in a balanced place. You might not always love the balance. You might like the dynamic energies, but we have the Seven of Cups, and delusion is the word. I feel like there could be this escapism that comes for you too, if things aren't moving fast enough, or if things aren't, or even if things are like a little intense, because we have the Nine of Wands right next to it, and intensity is the word. And so you may not like the intensity as much as Scorpio does, but don't worry, you have the power and the support to get through it within you. Because the Hermit is your next card. And so I feel like this is telling you Sagittarians, that you
just say Saggies.
Saggies. It's telling you, Saggies, that like your answers do lie within you, and your new year ahead is about understanding that in a new way, seeing that in a new way, and I mean, the exaltation there with the sun is just highlighting again that like bringing your soul energy, your soul light in a new way, and it's really going to have you standing in your power in such a beautiful sense, and speaking, sharing. I feel like we were talking about like media and sharing things,
sharing your voice,
sharing your voice,
sharing your perspective.
And King of Swords is where we end up for you, Saggies. And the word on here is purification. And I feel like with Sagittarius, probably because of the ninth house stuff, there can be like a, I don't want to say religious, it's like a spiritual idealism. I feel like you're going to be becoming more clear on what truth is for you, what your message is, what your guidance is, and it's not about anyone else's, it's about yours, and really sharing that in an empowered way. He's got such a power stance there, right? And he's channeling not only from his sword, but that like crown sort of thing that he's got going on. Yeah, beautiful story for you.
Which is just so true when we think about back to this chart, because Jupiter is in the ninth house, so it's trining your ascendant. So the actions that Jupiter is taking is going to help to grow and expand you into that more full and true perspective, and kind of sharing from, was the King of Swords. Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. That definitely works here. I pulled Uranus, which just, inside of your seventh house right now, Sagittarius. Look out for those new characters coming in over the next year. I mean, they've already been showing up for a little bit over a month now, a month and a half. And those new people, one, they can help provide these different sorts of perspectives to help modify and shape that voice, but they also probably are new people that want to be assisting and helping you in these endeavors. Uranus is this energy of breaking you out of your rut, your old routine, and moving into that higher vibe. And so there are going to be people who you want to partner with, new people that you want to partner with, to help amplify that voice, to help get that message out on a greater and more grand kind of scale. It also could be a moment for like surprise in love life, or those that you're pretty close with inside of relationships. So, Uranus is really shifting those that you're working with, which really could be bringing in some of those new opportunities to share your perspective, to share your voice, to share like the messages that are inside of your heart, Leo. And so, yeah, Sag rising. This is another good one. Honorary trophy for Sag rising.
Honorary trophy. Absolutely. And yes, Lynn, we love you. We love you. All right, Saggies, have a wonderful year. And I can't wait to see what beautiful new things you begin sharing with us. All right, Capricorns, Cap risings.
All righty, Cappies, Capricorniuses, Caps?
Capricornian?
Capricornian.
What did you say? Capricorniuses?
Yeah.
I don't think that's one. I don't think that's right.
All right. So Capricorn, generally you're here to...
Watkins is a Capricorn rising too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Generally you're here to build, to grow, to manifest, to bring it into reality, to make it happen. And this is a little bit of a period of giving it all away. This is a little bit of a period where you are going to be asked to dig into the deeper aspects of your psyche, to work with your shadow, and to find some of that relief inside of yourself. So whether you call it eating the ego, or working with the ego, or mastering the ego, one of the... Sorry, Caps, this is a difficult placement. One of the things that you'll be growing through this year and learning through this year, definitely about some of the deeper aspects of your own internal psyche and what makes that tick. What's really cool about this is that you've been moving into a place of growth, especially in your talents, your skills, that which you are manifesting inside of this world. And there's a little bit of like letting go of some of the old stuff for sure here. So if you're struggling with some of the manifestation, the Jupiter in Leo is really going to point to and help you to understand that ego death that you need to have for yourself. Definitely a period though. Now this is the 8th house, so this could be really related to things that are going on with your partner and their finances, or the ways that you are sharing energy with other people. So this could be on a positive side. This could be a little bit of a boon or a boost for any of those that you're working with. It might be a way that they can kind of step into a like I hope we have some good stuff for Jake around the corner is essentially what I'm saying, because it's not necessarily the best thing for me. But yeah, help to heal the trauma, you know, consider it being like somebody new coming in who can help you to kind of work through that shadow, or work through some of those new and burgeoning skills. With Pluto inside of Aquarius, you might be having a lot of activations in your clairs. A lot of your psychic gifts might be coming online at this time. And Jupiter inside of your 8th house might point to someone who's here to help you with that. Someone who can assist you in figuring out how all of that goes. There's definitely wisdom from some sort of partner here that can help you get through one of the more difficult periods. I definitely talk about that difficulty though, because from a traditional standpoint, the 8th house does not make any aspects to the 1st house. So the things that go on in the 8th house at times can pull you away from where you are trying to go in this world. And with Jupiter pulling you off your mission, it might be getting pulled away by something that is like very exciting, or something that like really livens you up. But the question would be, why is it exciting you, and why? And is it helping you to shine your true light here? Because this is just where we have the shadow. So yeah, we'll jump into it, Jake.
All right. Capricorn's risings, suns, and moons. I feel like you need to have a more like Capricorn rising, suns, and moons, you know? It's like the dwarves singing. You talked about Return of the King earlier, and I was like, I just want to watch Lord of the Rings. All right. What are the cards? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay. Okay. Ooh. Oh, God, they're just coming out. All right. And yes. Oh, beautiful. Okay. We've got some good ones. Here to make you laugh. I'm an Aquarius moon. I love to be a clown sometimes. All right. So cards for you guys. Capricorn's rising, suns, and moons. We start out with the Aeon. Aeon. Realization is the word. And so I feel like there could be this big realization about why you're here, and who are you, and what about the many hats that you wear, right? Capricorns love to do a lot. You are a lot for a lot of people, and I'm seeing all of these different sort of masks up here, and it's like, how are you holding on to your truth while being these different people for different people? Because ultimately, this is about your expression. This is about your creativity. We have the art card coming out again, and I loved your comment earlier, Emma. If you're, I'm sure you're multitasking right now, but there's a lot going on in this card about the journey that can take, that creative journey, that winding road, moving you towards your future. And we have the page of Pentacles again too. And so this is, I feel like it's going to be a journey for you this year. There's going to be there's going to be some unexplored territory that you're getting into. I'm getting very like Davy Crockett vibes with this Page of Pentacles, you know, going off into the wilderness, to be changed, and to find your gifts. I mean, because we have the high priestess here, we have the arch priestess, and I feel like it's through that journey, it's through that winding road, because we have the winding road there, and we have this sort of like winding path of the chasm there. It's leading you where you need to go to tap into and get that perspective that you need to use your gifts in that way that really is your soul's calling, because Ace of Wands is here. It's going to stimulate your soul growth in such a beautiful way. And it's not just about what's going on beyond this realm. This is there's a physicality to this. There's an embodiment to this, and I feel like it's going to be that persuasion word. It's going to help you in the ways that you work with other people, the ways that they work with you, and the phrase that I'm getting, I'm seeing. Do you guys see these little monkeys that are climbing on her throne back here? It's like, get those monkeys off your back. You don't need that. Like, you don't need that at all. You need positive like collaborations. But ultimately, like this year ahead for you is leading you towards a new stable foundation and stepping into your gifts, your power, what you're really, really good at, right? Three of Pentacles is, shout out Lynn, and Kyla and Barbara. Three of Pentacles is really about, right, what you are a master at. What are you here to do, and what are those soul gifts that are going to help you do that? So yeah, all in all, such a beautiful energy for you guys.
Well, it makes me reflect on one of the more typical growth opportunities for Capricorn. We talk about Capricorn as the overachiever, but sometimes when Capricorn sets out on the mission to climb the mountain, it's not always their mountain. And so as you were talking about that foundation, you know, putting yourself back at the bottom of the summit and thinking about that hill or that hill might be really fair game at this time. It is a more difficult period for Capricorn risings because the ruler of your chart, Saturn, is in detriment inside of Aries right now. So that sits behind all of this. However, you know, now those two planets, Saturn and Jupiter, are going to be more in an area where they'll be trining each other. And so creating that new foundation that from which you can be stepping out. Be really curious to be thinking about, though, how these topics of personal transformation, around death, around your skills and talents are what is needing to be incorporated in at this time. Gosh, am I talking about myself all of a sudden?
It's hard not to.
Hard not to when you're a Cap rising.
Yeah.
I pulled the card Leo, though, and which just helped me to really think about, is this from my heart? Is this from my center? Or have I been on a mission that wasn't mine? And so there can be a little bit of a readjusting for Capricorn inside of this, especially because Uranus inside of your sixth house, you might find yourself just working in a different environment or working with different things. And these shifts might just help you to step more into your effulgent light and to help you to shine brighter, Capricorns. So really, really exciting there, in my opinion, but kind of a hard spot. Ain't gonna lie.
Well, I mean, we think about the ways that the tough, the friction creates the beauty. I mean, I'm thinking about like a rock tumbler, right?
Oh,
you toss that rough stone in there, it tumbles you around, you're bumping this way and that, you're losing bits and pieces, but in the end, it's worth it, because you come out this beautiful, shining, crystal that's been polished, and you can really see all of the intricate, beautiful depths in that crystal, right? You can see the
I love this pressure makes diamonds because if we're back on the wheel, most of the planets are below the horizon. So really, the universe is working on that internal change for you, Capricorns. And I mean, you've been going through this for a moment here. I really think Capricorns have been going through it ever since Pluto was in Capricorn. It just hasn't really stopped. And so, yeah.
But the end of this year is going to look so different, and you're going to be so much more stable because of it. Yeah, beautiful. All right.
Oh, and back to that Chiron energy, though, and back to the idea of, are you following your passion? Perhaps part of that Chiron ingress into your 5th house is a call or an activation to align more clearly with your own mountain and climbing your own mountain, because the 5th house is what lights you up personally. It's not what lights up your employer. It's what lights you up.
Right. Always a good perspective to remember. What lights you up, not your employer.
Well, for Capricorns, at least.
Yeah, right. All right, Cap, rising suns and moons. Let us know what resonates, and good luck on the year ahead. You got this. I mean, I feel like you said at one point, it's a challenge. Well, Capricorn likes a challenge, I feel like.
Well, and again, Jupiter in Leo, great condition. Anything tough that happens, the universe is there to also provide like a positive outcome too. So, there's always that silver lining with Jupiter. There's always the glass that is half full with Jupiter. And so, yes, there'll be a little work here, Capricorns, but it's all for the best.
We lost you. We are halfway through the wheel, and we are now moving into the Aquarius risings.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not plug into the internet, so...
Do you want to try to hop back in, or you want to just switch things over? We can do either.
No, I'll get back in.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, indeed. You are correct. The universe will always catch me. Yeah. I love your comment, Emma. Compasses don't always have to point north. Thinking pirate treasure. Yeah, the Pirates of the Caribbean, when Captain Jack is following the compass back to his ship, right? I love it. Laura Lee, I love it. Hello, good to see you, Laura Lee.
Oh, shout out Laura Lee.
Shout out Laura Lee. Laura Lee said, "It's been a bitch to say in gentle terms."
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, it is. It is indeed.
Love that. All right, back in action.
Back in action. We're here, and we're moving. Y'all, we're halfway through. Woohoo! Aquarius, rising suns and moons.
I'm gonna have to take a break and feed the cats after this.
Okay. You can do that while I pull cards for.
Shout out to everyone's furry friends. All right, Aquarius, the other Saturn-ruled sign here. So definitely some interesting things coming forward for you, being ruled by the old king and having Jupiter, the new king, coming into such prominence, while the old king is really dying in Aries right now. So gotta love that, Aquarius rising. We have Leo here in your 7th house. So what a blessing of like love and abundant, radiant relationships, all kinds of joys and pleasures with your partners, especially the karma of your partner too. From a traditional standpoint, the 7th house is not really about you. It's really about your partner over here on Jake's screen. And so like, if you find yourself in a serious relationship, a marriage, a working relationship, this is a time where there's going to be a lot of success for those that you are working with. And you know what, Aquarius, it's okay. You don't have to be center stage here. Help your buddy get to center stage, because it's their time to shine and it's your time to support them. So you may see a lot of growth and change in the people around you, especially as they come into this more full expression of their heart energy. You might step into areas of deeper like sharing and connection with people as a result of this, because the people that you are partnering with are now more secure inside of their hearts to kind of connect with you from that place. you can be providing a lot of warm, supportive encouragement for others throughout this time. Like you can be that advisor, that guru, that helper. And what you really want to be imposing, like from your side of things, Aquarius, because you're very comfortable being your own unique flavor. And this is really about helping those that are around you embrace that in a way that is almost second nature to you. So we often think about Aquarius as kind of the black sheep, but this is really about an energy that's helping others to understand, like, shit, I'm about to say like their black heart, but that's not right. Like the the black sheep in their heart and how to share that with others.
I feel like it would work better if you were saying rainbow sheep. Rainbow sheep with their rainbow heart.
Rainbow sheep. Mercury pre-shadow, y'all. Forgive me, okay?
Or black heart.
Yeah, I know. I was like, this isn't the right thing to say at all.
God. I mean, we Aquariuses can be cold sometimes, but
Yeah. On the other side of this, in your first house, Pluto's been working through the first for a little bit here, really kind of changing up and perhaps asking you to embrace your rainbow heart a little bit more. Perhaps asking you to honor that. And to show that to others too, right? That's part of the expression of the first house, is what you're kind of putting on presentation. So everything that you've been working on, mustering up that for yourself and projecting that forward, now you can help your buddy with that too, and help others emerge into new forms of self and new expressions of self that are more aligned with the heart, that are more true on your journey of path of healing. And actually, like, the card that fell out for me as I've been talking was opposition. So thinking about that axis between who am I, who is the other, where do I end, where does the other begin? There's going to be a blurring of those lines over the next 13 months here, because you're going to be seeing so much of yourself in the other as they are working to probably embrace what they might consider to be a more Aquarian side of them.
I love it. I love it.
Partner.
All right, partner, go feed the cats. And we'll pull some cards
cats
for the Aquarius risings, suns, and moons. Aquarius rising, suns, and moons. What are those cards that want to come out for you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. All right. All right. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, Aquarius, risings, suns, and moons. This is going to be a year of rising energy for you. We start out with the Six of Swords, ascendancy. And so I feel like there is going to be this expansion, this acceleration in your light, your capacity for that. And this comes through not like taking all of the action. It comes through taking a moment to pause and to support, right? I mean, we see someone literally supporting someone else in this Four of Swords. And so it's not that this year doesn't have anything to do with you or anything for you, but it's through that supportiveness that you can get past some of the maybe confusion, the emotional upside down is the word that's coming to me, but because he's upside down. Five of Cups is out next. And so there might be some of those emotional challenges that you might not always be the best at dealing with, right? Aquarius, we can sometimes have a challenge with our emotions, and you might be stuck in that net and not really sure how to get out. But it's through movement that you're going to be able to break free. And so that could be physical actions, right? We have the Knight of Wands next for you, or new emotional ways of moving and working, because we have the Knight of Cups And so there really is just like a very strong nightly energy for you in the year ahead, Aquarius. And I think that it's through opening your heart that you're gonna unlock the beauty and the magic of it, right? This knight is ditching his chest plate. He's ditched his chest plate, and he's just hanging out in his lycra suit, having a good time, and definitely staying above the flames, right? There might be some chaos around you. There might be some tumultuous energy, but don't worry. You're gonna rise above it, and ultimately, this is about a birthing of a new energy for you, a new embodiment. Aquarius, you might be stuck in your head. You might be in more of that mental place, and this is about birthing a new way of embodying that soul energy, that soul light that we were talking about in the beginning. And it's through that not only like you are going to have that like beauty, that bounty, that expansion, but your friends, your little witch circle is going to have it too. And it really is. It's a beautiful energy for you, and for those around you.
Yeah, there's something that you were talking about there with the transformation that, again, makes me go back to Chiron in the 4th house here. And so having some of this fixed energy, Aquarius, again, there's going to be all these fixed squares between Pluto and Chiron and Jupiter that are happening here. And it really is a little bit of that call for that radical self-transformation. But you already knew that you had Pluto in your 1st house right now. So you've been going through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there really, though, is with Jupiter coming into this position in your 7th, it's like if you've been working through that change, focusing on self, this is when the universe like really meets you halfway. And brings in the other people to help kind of celebrate those changes with you. So if the process has been very internal recently, there's a little bit that's being pushed into the external world here. And you're really going to see that newness that you've cultivated in yourself reflected in the new people that are showing up inside of your lives. And so they can be that bright shining spot to kind of help you through. And I would say too, back to that Chiron in Taurus, as you're working on any sort of healing that might be coming up, really considering, since Jake was talking about that intense mental energy that can come with Aquarius at times, it really speaks to a tool inside of the earthly domain that can help you. And so anything to get out of the mind and into the body or into the physical can really help spur that growth, change, and transformation that you are going through. Chiron can really help you through that, as long as you're tapping into that Horse Girl album that we were talking about earlier, Nature is Healing.
Nature is Healing.
Maybe listen to it.
Maybe. You might be surprised. I love it.
All right. So we are halfway through, but we didn't start at Aries. So, hey.
We're over halfway now.
Well, I know. Hey, Pisces. We're not at the end, and thank goodness
Don't worry.
You're not
There's
last
more.
this time.
There's
but
more.
Also, if you're, one of the first 4 signs, Aries through Cancer, heads up, we're still coming your way. So, hey Pisces, shout out Pisces. This is our mini reading for Jupiter entering Leo for Pisces sun, moon, and rising, especially the Pisces rising, presented to you by 2 Pisces. So we got your back.
Hi.
So
I just have to say, I have been a bingo caller before, Emma. So I'm glad that
you've
that
been
shows.
a bingo caller too.
I've done bingo calling, yeah.
I called bingo for like 2 years, and
I wouldn't say it was like a professional capacity.
I was a volunteer.
It was more so like in a fun way. But I volunteered in high school, yeah.
Yeah, I volunteered at an old folks home.
Yeah, and you go to an old folks home and you play bingo with them. Absolutely, yeah.
8 years of marriage, and 8 years together, and you don't even know that. How fun!
You know,
New things every day.
New things every day, indeed.
Okay. Pisces, sun, moon, rising. Hello, hello. Here we are, and Jupiter will enter Leo, and the king will return to your 6th house. The 6th house is another house inside of the wheel that does not make an aspect to the ascendant. And so sometimes some of the things that happen in the 6th house can feel like a lot of work and toil and effort, and maybe there's not a lot of reward on the other side of it. Like, I really call this house the house of brushing your teeth. Not that there aren't benefits of like brushing your teeth, but it's just kind of this house of like, oh, I gotta do this. I don't know. Maybe you're excited about brushing your teeth, Pisces. I don't know. It's not my favorite thing in the world. It's not like
it's a little normie for me. You know,
Yeah.
I'd rather be doing something more fun.
But anyways, Jupiter is stepping into your 6th house to bring a little bit of excitement, though, to activate and invigorate some of those routines, some of those habits, some of the things that you do and kind of on the daily. This is a part of the chart that really speaks to everything that we take care of before we step into the public world. So hopefully you brush your teeth before you go outside. It's rather significant here because, well, you're a Jupiter rising. So there's a lot of impact on how you can form new habits here. You can be forming habits that are actually beneficial for you. If you've been dealing with, you know, the 6th house is a traditional place of like health. So you've been undergoing any sort of health issue, this would be a great sign to, there's a new doctor who wants to heal you, or a new medicine woman who wants to help heal you from this sort of position. I think about myself personally when, let's see, so I'm a Cap rising 2 cycles ago when Jupiter was in Gemini. So that was my 6th house. When I had Jupiter go through my 6th house, I was having issues with high blood pressure. You know, Jupiter can represent the amassing, the accumulation, the gathering. Sometimes we maybe don't gather the best things. That would be something that you're going to want to be looking out for here. However, if you find yourself gaining weight, retaining some sort of liquids that you shouldn't, or like high cholesterol, I don't know why I wrote that down, but for some reason I think that's actually really spot on here. There is somebody to help you. Again, Jupiter also reflects the person that can help to heal you, or someone who can present you with the information and wisdom that can bring in that healing for you. So don't fret if a health thing kind of spurs up here. It's definitely in the cards for something like that to come up at this time. But because it's Jupiter and not Saturn or not Mars, outcomes for this one are generally positive. You should be able to, I don't know, figure out a new diet or get a new trainer or a new routine that can help you. And maybe you aren't dealing with any of these health things yourself, but maybe it's a new routine that just helps you to step more into your into the effulgence of your light. I'm just going to continue to use this word. I love it so much. But it's, how do you find activities every day to let your light shine? That could be another aspect of this. So it's not the best placement, but you can definitely work a lot of magic here, Pisces. You're definitely very, very magical yourselves. Mm-hmm. And so I definitely think that you'll do pretty good here working with this one and manifesting good things. Throw it over to Jake and we'll see what else comes up.
Absolutely. Let us see what the cards have to say to you, Pisces rising, sun and moon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, thank you. And one more. Oh. I love this for us. I love this for us. All right, friends. Pisces rising, sun and moon. We start out with a little bit of tough energy there with the 5 of Swords. So 5s are that push, that challenge, that squaring energy, destruction. I feel like this is this is the leaving that behind, choosing a new path, choosing maybe those ways in your daily life that help you avoid that destruction, avoid that that strife. I think about the little lizard there in the bottom here, and the way that lizards will just like drop their tail if something like grabs a hold of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, don't be afraid to drop some dead weight to, you know, it might have been a part of you. It might have been a very functioning tail, but if it's attached to something that you don't want anymore, drop it. You can regrow it. Don't worry. You're very regenerative. And I love it because pretty much I feel like it's our card, right? I feel like Pisces could be King of Cups. We have the King of Cups next. And so there's this this transition of your emotional energy and the ways that you wield that, the ways that you give that to the world. And that comes, I feel like, through rising above it, rising above those maybe challenging moments, those challenging thoughts, those challenging like energies that you're ready to release, you're ready to let go of. It's just so much water here because we have the Knight of Cups too. And the Knight of Cups is calling you to step into your conviction, to step into what your heart is calling you to, and where your heart is calling you. And it's through your heart, it's through your emotions that you have that strength. I love how much the strength card has come out, y'all. I mean, if you didn't think tarot was real, do a Jupiter and Leo show and have strength come out all the time.
Well, yeah, and we said overall, this is great for everyone. So
yeah, and it's through that strength that the abundance, the beauty. We have just such a positive ending for this, for you Pisces rising suns and moons, because we have the 10 of Pentacles, and so it was strength and the 10 of Pentacles, and what a beautiful energy to be moving towards with this Jupiter in Leo for you this next year, because it really is going to shift you into a new way of understanding your own power, right? I feel like Pisces, we can sometimes put ourselves in the victim spot or victim seat. Sometimes we can be so boundaryless that anything comes in, everything comes in. We don't see that boundary between us and the other. And so it's like this year for you is going to be a shift and a change in that perspective. And don't worry, Pisces, you'll still have those moments where the boundaries are gone and you have that beautiful, just like, you know, merging with the universe.
That's Jupiter for you.
But it really is about like understanding your strength in a new way and understanding your place in this world in a new way, and really bringing in, like, I feel like the 10 of Pentacles can really be that like dream ending, that idyllic, like, you know, pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, if you will. So yeah, it's beautiful, and I'm seeing this, right? This looks like a river almost. Again, it's like that emotional piece for you. Don't be surprised if your emotions and how you handle them, how you understand them, do shift over the next year.
Yeah. I pulled Ceres, which I love because, you know, we've talked kind of about the healing aspect of all of this and some of the like self-nurturing that might be required for Pisces at this time with the 6th house placement of Jupiter. But what's really cool is I also have the 3rd house that fell out here. And that's where we have Chiron, that second healing energy that's inside of the wheel right now. When I think about things that are situated inside of the 3rd house, it's close to home. If you are looking for a solution, if you are looking for an answer, it is close to home. It is in your local neighborhood. It might even be inside of your extended family. So if there is something that's going on, especially if it's personal too, making sure that you're starting within the confines of your own personal network. There might be someone who's already dealt with this problem, and really just kind of chatting with them and talking with them can help to unlock some of those keys or codes or the advice or wisdom that you need at this time to make sure that you're doing the nurturing, the healing, and the taking care of that is required.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love you, Pisces. I mean, we are Pisces, so of course we love you. But Pisces rising, suns and moons, have a wonderful year. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, great. And yes, exactly. Strength coming up a lot. Jupiter is awesome. We love Jupiter.
Love Jupiter.
Love Jupiter.
I'm actually planning on getting a Zeus tattoo, like how soon? In like less than a month?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like this is really appropriately timed.
It is very appropriately timed. I love it. All right, Aries. Thanks for being patient. We know you're not very patient, but thank you. Thank you so much for sticking it out.
Or just
when has Pisces ever been ahead of you, right?
Yeah, right.
Thanks for giving us, our moment.
Alrighty, so Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, especially Rising. Welcome to your mini Jupiter in Leo reading. And I just want to start by giving you a hug and like apologizing. It's really not fair what's going on to you right now, Aries, and I'm sorry, it's not your fault. But we should talk about Jupiter, but we're going to start by talking about Saturn going through your first. And that's why I'm just extending this hug and patting you on the back, because Saturn moving through your first might be the toughest thing out there. This is hard stuff, y'all, and it's your reality for the next period of time. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, come chat. Honestly, just come talk to me. There's a lot inside of what's going on with Saturn going through your first house. This generally tends to be some of the toughest transits that are out there. There's a lot of blocks, obstacles, things not working, things not manifesting, things being put on hold, things being put on pause. And for Aries, that's really different. It could lead to a lot of frustration. It can lead to a lot of anger. Okay, cool. So that's the table setting. That's where you've been for a little bit. The energy is shifting. So where's the energy shifting? What's helping you here? How is Jupiter helping you to manifest the better life that you want to have? Well, Jupiter's moving into your fifth house. This is wonderful. This is really beautiful stuff. We talk about the fifth house as a house of fun and games, but I've been talking about babies a lot already today. And so I'm just going to say it, Aries rising, go have that baby. Go help us with the next round of
Starseeds?
Yeah. Because the fifth house is traditionally the house of children, and Jupiter is about expanding. So if you've been thinking about expanding your family, whether through pregnancy, adoption, pets are technically sixth, but maybe if you really, really, really love your pet, it might
for
be
babies.
For a baby, right? Now would be a perfect time for you to just step into something that really lights you up, and that can help to alleviate some of the difficulties that are going on in some of those other places. It's letting you know that there's an outlet that's really rewarding for you and really heart fulfilling for you, but more than likely it's new, and more than likely it's something that you haven't been working with yet. Although at the beginning of the show, we did talk about the different 12-year cycles with Jupiter. So maybe you dabbled with something back in 2014, 2015, or maybe you were in college in 2002 or 2003 and something really got your fancy then, and now is a return to that and bringing it in a new way that you can pour your energy into. And it really alleviates some of the toils that are going on at this time. It's a huge boost for your creative energy and juices. It's a period of exploding with new ideas and opportunities for expressing yourself. The fun begins to return. If it's been tough for a while, and I assume it has been, this helps you to connect with that joy to help make things a little bit lighter and easier for you. But again, the Saturn in the first, I just can't not unsee that. So
Triggered.
yeah, totally triggered, totally like how people end up getting natal chart readings often. So I love when people show up, they're like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, well, it's Saturn on your ascendant, so let's talk about that. So keep eye on Saturn and your individual ascendant degree. It's gonna help to understand when the pressures are increasing and decreasing. But again, as Jupiter moves into your 5th house, there is a little bit of return of joy. There is a little bit of return of the passion where you might have recently been getting the answer no on that. So yeah, return of the king of the fun of your life.
I love that. I love that. All right, let's see what the cards have for you, Aries, rising, sun, and moon. I feel like I need like a drum line to accompany me to your song. You. Aries, rising, sun, and moon. What are those cards for you? All right, they are coming out. Yes, thank you. And yeah, that one. And thank you. Okay. All right. All right. And we just need one more. Oh gosh. Not that one.
Need a clarifier.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to end there. And then I was like, well, definitely don't want to end there. All right, Aries, don't worry. You have more cards than everyone else. So this idea, this energy of maybe things have been a little slow for you is showing up in that 9 of Cups, right? He's just like bare ass naked, lying on the bed, face down, just like conked out. So you might have felt like that. You might have felt your energy low. You might have felt these blocks or like it could have been an emotional thing, right? It could be the emotions blocking you. But that transformation is coming. Yeah, we got the death card here. Transformation. I love that this has come up a few times too, right? Because Pluto is in the conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All the outers are in the combo.
Yeah, exactly. So that death, that transformation, that big shift is coming for you, Aries, in this next year. And it's not going to be without its contention, right? We have that 5 of Wands coming up again, contention. So there might be these moments where you are like fighting for your place, fighting for your energy, fighting for that new way that you're going to show up, that you're going to be, that and ultimately, like, don't worry, it's not all in your hands. You have spirit guiding you. The Chariot came up next, and I always think about that idea of like spirit led with the Chariot. And this is about like the ending of a chapter and the beginning of a new one, right? We have conclusion, and look at this person is moving towards this palace, right? Like we're moving in a positive direction. It might not always seem like that because we do have some tough cards here. 9 of Wands, that intensity, which is probably something to do with the Saturn energy in your 1st house, that pressure, because again, that pressure makes diamonds, right? You Aries are probably in it right now, moving into this year. And you might feel like there are thoughts, words, messages that are like at odds with you, that are flying in from all directions. And you're like, what the hell? What's going on? Why is this so contentious? Why is there so much that I have to like fight off right now? And why is it so tough in my mind, y'all? 10 of Swords, right? You might have a lot of tough mental energy going on that probably has to do with that stagnant movement, or that not being able to do what you want. I know Aries. I'm an Aries. I have Venus in Aries. Shout out Venus in Aries, folks. So like you can sometimes have tough mental thoughts about not getting your way, not getting what you want. But remember the other side of this, right? The it takes 10 swords to kill me. I'm so strong. Look at me. Don't worry, Aries. You have the strength. You have the strength. And ultimately, again, we have that Knight of Wands coming in, reminding you to take off your armor, Don't shut yourself down. Open your heart up. And it's through that heart opening expansion that you're going to rise above those flames. You're going to find your way to that solid ground that you're needing, right? And give you the energy, the movement, that shift that you want, that you need at this time.
I pulled conjunction and Juno. Okay, so the aspect conjunction and the asteroid Juno, which, you know, for Aries really makes me start to think about just the opposite side here with Libra, because Aries is so independently alone and tends to, you know, be doing it on their own. And so if we think back up to the chart here, what has kind of clued me in two energies here, Uranus in the 3rd house and Jupiter in the 5th. The Uranus in the 3rd house, it, you know, can relate to having new experiences around town, doing new things with new people. And as we have Jupiter in the 5th, well, I mean, the 5th house is like, when someone asks me about when am I going to like fall in love, the 5th house is a great house to look at for like dating and romance. I guess there's all of this to say, like, when you follow your passion right now, Aries, there might be something karmically waiting for you that leads you to not be so alone or so on the mission by yourself at the end of the day. So it's a great time to take a little bit of a risk, to push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit. And maybe it's uncomfortable to be in partnerships. I mean, you're Mars ruled, so, you know, that independent spirit rings true. But that could also really help you to go through the next 2 years while Saturn is still inside of Aries. And you might be able to find those connections through following the heart into some sort of creative expression of self, hobby, passion, whatever.
Yeah, I love that, because we have these two birds, right? Two birds together. And the word here is affiliation, right? A very relational word. Yeah. And that's tied to your vitality, your energy. I love it.
Well, and I mean, you're absolutely going to have a little bit of that boost of vitality and energy, right? You know, there has been a little bit of a drain inside of the fire signs recently, which really reflects our own vitality and our energy, our chi, our life force energy. But as Jupiter comes in, yeah, that battery's been a little bit recharged, and can help you to go.
Wahoo! Emma has a stellium of Aries planets, so definitely something there for you, Emma. I feel the Aries energy too. I mean, I know we're Venus twins, so. All right, Aries rising, sun and moon.
Thank you.
Have a great year. You're gonna have beautiful shifts and changes, as we all are in this Jupiterian energy. Taurus, It's your turn.
Taurus, hello, Taurus risings, sun and moons. This is your mini Jupiter in Leo reading, both from Astrology and Tarot. And if you yourself, Jupiter rising, Taurus rising, Jupiter will be entering your 4th house, your Leo house here in just the next couple of weeks. This is a very exciting and upgrading transformation, bringing to you upgrades in the home. I mean, this is really about having new foundational experiences. We've already talked about the 4th house as being a place where you go every single day for rest, regeneration, and transformation. And it's all to say that over the next 13 months that you are primed to be having these restorative moments that really bring you back to a place that is heart-centered. There's a bit of an opportunity right now to get in touch with that, for sure, after we've been healing some other aspects of self recently. And this is really calling you into a place where you're embracing any sort of childhood healing that needs to happen, anything that might have been actually stirred up while Jupiter was inside of Cancer, you get a little bit of a extended window to work on that mama trauma, or a little extended period to work on some of that inner child wound. I think it'd be really important for Taurus rising inside of the next year to make sure that you are planning out time to be working on that rest and restoration concept here, because you really will, it's really going to be beneficial for you. So this may include searching for ways to use your physical surroundings to assist you in growing your flame at this time. Since Chiron will be entering your first house, and you'll really be healing a deep aspect of identity as it's related to this physical world, as it's related to this beautiful, gracious, pleasurable, earthy aspect of you, you're going to be called to kind of work with your surroundings, your possessions, your values, and the things in your life to kind of create that most suitable home for you that can help to regenerate and restore you, even if you go there for like just a few minutes. You know, Taurus risings, you're very connected with the earth and the energies. We've had a lot of shows recently with our friend Beth where we've talked about building a deeper connection with the home. I think this is such a fun, cool, interesting idea for Taurus risings at this time to be deepening that relationship and that connection with the home, because your physical surroundings in a lot of ways can really help to reignite that flame. At the beginning, I talked about that Catholic burning heart, right? I really see that, think of that burning heart inside of your home. And this is a new opportunity for you to be kind of connecting with home in new ways, but then also to be like incorporating in the wisdom from your ancestors or your lineage to help, like, are you honoring them inside of the home? Are you calling on that way? Is it what's called the Sacred Heart of Jesus? Awesome. Hey, Zeus, Jupiter, Jesus, it's perfect. And so yeah, turning your home into your own personal retreat that restores and regenerates you, and having experiences that really grow that foundation from which you feel comfortable to move forward from. Beautiful time for the Taurus rising here.
Taurus rising. I feel like you get a dwarf song too. Taurus rising, sun and moon. You know? I love this. It's fun. All right. What are the cards?
Oh, sorry. Huge opportunities for personal physical healing of your body. So, hey, Taurus rising, you got some bruises, you got some banged up things, you got some joints that don't work well or whatever. Again, how can you at home turn your home into that med bed that can help you with that? Because the magic is at home right now that you can tap into. And because we have Chiron in your first, so that, you know, here we have that fixed square still going on, and it's very important here for all of the fixed signs. But this is like self-healing through the work that you do at home. It also could be through deepening relationships with parents or children, like if you are the parent with the child, but just huge opportunities for physical healing. I just want to be very clear about, like, you can get rid of that ailment inside of the next year. Both Jupiter and Chiron will be helping offer new opportunities in your physical reality for that.
I'm gonna reload. Got dropped. All right. Taurus rising, suns and moons. Taurus rising, suns and moons. Rising suns and moons. Let me know how you like my songs, guys. Hit the like button for the songs. All right, Taurus, what are those cards for you? Thank you. Oh, I love these cards. They're coming out so smoothly. All right. Oh. Whoa. All right. Oh, wow. What a beautiful energy for you guys. What a beautiful energy we have for you, beautiful, beautiful friends. We got Corbin back. He's back. He's back. All right. So, Taurus, looking at things in a different way, and I'm reminded that this is in the very bottom part of your chart. This is about like going to the depths, going to the deep, going within, and also like addressing some of your foundation, I think, because you're cooking something up in this year ahead. There's something that you are incubating, and you are probably not doing that alone, whether that be with your family, right? I mean, especially if we're talking about the home and house, this might be something that you're doing with family or with roommates or people that you live with. But this could also be in a spiritual sense with your guides, with other soul aspects as well. But it also could very much be your family. 10 of Cups comes out here and really is just such a beautiful sign for you, and the bounty, the beauty, the abundance that is coming in for you in this year ahead. And it largely has to do with your power and your we have the Emperor, right? This is about like what you are, how you're stepping into your power in the world, and how you are. I'm like seeing the little cheetah there. He's like on a leash. It's like, how are you managing that drive that you have, that forward momentum that you have, and you really do have so much support from beyond. Taurus risings, you might find yourself connecting more deeply with the extraterrestrials, with your star family, with galactic beings or multidimensional beings who are here to support you, who are maybe soul aspects of you, right? Because you're stepping into a new channel, if you will, a new channel. And this Queen of Swords is showing you those ways that you're going to be wielding your words and wielding your thoughts, and really like commanding a different level of presence and power in this next year ahead. And ultimately, it's going to take you on a trip, y'all. It's going to take you on a trip. 8 of Cups, right? The traditional 8 of Cups is that long journey. So there might be some like impatience or exhaustion at what is to come for you. You might have a view of that. You might not. But as it comes into view, you might say, oh, I'm tired, but I want to rest. But I just want to retreat back into my home. But this is a year where you are stepping out in a new way. Page of Wands. You're building that home, that med bed home for you, so that you have the energy, so that you have the power, so that you have the stability to go out into the world and really like start that new adventure, start that new action. And I'm seeing the little armadillo down there in the corner, right? Like, don't crawl up in your little ball, Taurus. It's okay. Things might be a little wild. It might be like a little overwhelming at times, but it is about stepping into that new adventure.
And I love what you're saying. I pulled the 12th house here, and oh,
sorry guys, we did have echo, didn't we? Because I didn't mute Corbin when he came back in.
Babies. Mea culpa.
Sorry, guys.
12th house and solar flares activation. So you were talking a lot about some of the activations that are coming through, some of the upgrades. When I look back at the chart, some of the biggest upgrades that I think are coming through for Taurus rising right now are really related to Uranus inside of your second house. This can be a big activation for any of your skills. So if you're a Taurus rising out there and you've been thinking about, or if you've been practicing a new skill recently, this new skill can really help to push towards some of those activations. As Jake was saying, a lot of the energy here is calling you to be more present in that external world. When the North Node moves into Aquarius later this summer and moves into your 10th house, it's calling you deeper into that public mission that you're here to, that you're karmically here to play out inside of this lifetime. What's really cool about the activations that are happening right now is you'll be moving into that public role using and utilizing some of these new skills that you have just started kind of dabbling with more recently. So it really does speak to new and developing aspects of self. You might, as we've talked about, learning new things can often help to increase your confidence or belief in self. So if you've been, if you haven't been sharing some of those things quite yet, Jupiter entering your 4th would say, safe place to share that at home. Get comfortable doing that fast here, because very, very quickly, the universe will be calling you to start sharing that with others beyond your 4 walls. But you'll have a lot of comfort and joy just doing it at home for a little bit here too. That's all as a lead up to bring it out externally.
There have been a few things that you've said today that have reminded me of like old Sunday school songs. And there's one that's like comfort and joy. Oh, it's like a Christmas song, but it has comfort and joy in it. And then there's one other one that you were singing.
Tidings of comfort and joy.
Yeah, tidings of comfort and joy. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Holly Jolly Christmas, Jupiter Jolly, right? You know,
sure.
It's the same thing.
Sure. All right, Taurus, rising suns and moons. Good luck with the year ahead. Sorry we were echoey for yours, but hopefully the messages were still loud and clear, and we love you. All right. We're almost there, y'all. Gemini.
2 more to
Just
go.
Gemini and Cancer left, y'all. Gemini and Cancer.
All righty. Hey, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your mini Jupiter in Leo tarot and astrology reading. The forecast here for the next 13 months as Jupiter enters your 3rd house of communication and your local environment. I love to think of the 3rd house as your own personal fish tank. So the water, the pebbles, the other fish, it really reflects the environment that's around you at all times. And of course, extending beyond the home. Gemini, this is a really interesting time though, because you have Uranus in your 1st house, and that is a very, very, very activating. So definitely more of an exciting read here, even though that we're winding down and getting close to the end. But ring, Gemini, who's that on the phone? Or
hello, Mom?
blowing up your DMs or your inbox or trying to get in touch with you or whatever. Hey, it's Jupiter. There is just going to be extra communication and points of contacts for you, Gemini, which you'll probably thrive on and just fucking love this. So really well aligned, I think, for you. The 3rd house in traditional astrology is ruled by the moon. That's where we say that the moon rejoices. And so the 3rd house holds a whole bunch of really cool significations that are related to all of the benefits of the moon, whether that be nurturing, self-expression, the face that you have. But I really want to call out this growing sense of intuition, or, you know, your increased spidey senses that are coming in, and really using that information that might be felt more subtly and internally, maybe that message that comes into your heart, Leo, and then making sure that you are sharing that. It's really about opening up to some of these gifts. Jupiter, even in and of itself, can be a great point where, you know, if someone comes to me and they say, well, tell me about my gifts, you know, what are some of my strengths in this lifetime? Well, we'd absolutely look to Jupiter for something like that. And what's really cool about the like expanded intuition stuff, psychic gifts coming online, is that combine that with Uranus inside of your 1st house. Your body is going through this physical upgrade. The hardware is being rewired right now. And that's actually what is making some of this new types of communication that might be coming through for you possible. So yeah, I mean, it's asking you to break into this new area, but it might be to be tapping in with something from beyond, which is really interesting inside of the chart because you have Pluto on the opposite side over in your 9th house. And so you've been going through a shifting series of beliefs, a shifting understanding of how it all works. Maybe you watched whatever that alien movie was, and it like
Day?
yeah, and that like really changed what you were thinking about everything. Maybe it didn't. But it's definitely a period here of expansion for you, and you're really going to notice it through the words that you use, through the type of conversations that you have, through the topics that are running through your mind, and really making sure that that's aligning with this new bright heart that is being developed inside of you. A lot of what I kind of think about with the 1st and the 3rd house, again, it's so much upgrade to like that physical system. And I really see you stepping into more of your heart center, and being able to orient and move from there, because the 3rd house has a lot of significations around just how we get around town. And so there can be a lot more about being led or guided by what's in your heart, rather than what's in your mind, Gemini. I know you're always really working a lot up here, but it might be about bringing the energy center into the chest and helping that chi, that life force energy from your heart, be the thing that kind of guides you as you move forward. So a really exciting time for Gemini. I'd love to hear about some of the things that are coming online for you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, just because I think the Uranus activation is really, really strong here. And while Jupiter in your 3rd is really cool, I think it will only help to grow that which Uranus is already bringing in. So yeah.
Absolutely. We definitely have some Geminis in the chat. Bye, Emma. Thanks for hanging out with us for so long. We love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been, yeah. And thank you for your encouragement, guys. I see you, Ken. Thanks. We're tapping into that higher self stamina. All right, friends.
We having a dinner.
Oh, we ate before this. We ate a little bit. We should have probably eaten a little bit more, but it's okay. We are here and we are almost there. All right, Gemini vibes. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, but especially those rising. What are those cards for you? Thank you. All right. Thank you. Cards are a little jank here. What else? Oh, thank you. All right. Gemini, risings, suns, and moons. Yeah, it is. It's about what you've developed and you've culminated, and perhaps what you've learned from others, from other soul aspects. Economy is here, and we have the 8 of Pentacles first, and I'm seeing the it's almost like the telescope is like looking into his brain. There's this almost like double mind moment for you, Gemini, in this year ahead, in perhaps tapping into multidimensionally other aspects of you. And that's those gifts, reclaiming those gifts, tapping into that, remembering that is what's going to be pushing you on your journey this year ahead. We have the Page of Wands again. So don't curl up in a little ball, Gemini. It's okay. You've got this. And I think there's also an element here with this 4 of Pentacles next to the Page of Wands, where this is about stepping into sharing all of this with the world, which I know you love, Gemini. You love the interactions, being out in the world. And this is about sharing your gifts in a new way, not keeping them so close. You might have been a little guarded with some of your gifts as they've been coming in. You might not have the full confidence or like authority in them yet, but it's coming. It just might be a little bit slower than you want. This Knight of Pentacles would speak to, well, the evolution that's happening for you. The evolution is unfolding, but I always think about Knight of Pentacles as being kind of the slowest knight. He's not the quickest knight in the traditional tarot. He's like barely galloping, whereas, the other ones are like in various forms of movement. He's like kind of just standing there. But we have both the 8 and the 9 of Pentacles. And so this is about like the final steps of something for you. And it's about something that you've been building, you've been working on, that's been coming in on multiple levels. And it's a beautiful energy because spirit is there with you. Your higher self is there with you. And this is leading you towards that beautiful, like, palace, that beautiful new reality. And I love it because the word conclusion is there. Like, whatever this is for you, like, it is coming to a culmination, a conclusion, a completion. And there's the shift coming for you. Don't get stuck in emotions or in frustration or in confusion, because you have all of the things that you need to step into this new way of being. And I don't want to end on the 5 of Cups. So we've got King of Swords as your final card here. So I love seeing this one again as well, because it really is standing in that power. And as a Gemini, right, like, you're very communication oriented. And I think you're going to find yourself on the other side of this Jupiter experience, really sharing things in a new way, speaking in a new way, downloading in a new way. That's probably more aligned with your higher self and this higher aspect of you that you've been becoming aware of.
Mm-hmm. I love that because I had pulled the dignified card. So, when something is inside of rulership or is performing really strongly inside of a chart, and it's back to that Uranus energy inside of Gemini, which is very beautifully aligned for you. And again, those upgrades, the changes, moving, like ring, it's your higher self. I wish we had talked about that before at the beginning, because I feel like that's so aligned with what's going on here. So yeah, really good stuff for you, Gemini. I think you're really well positioned to be moving forward with some of the shifts.
Yeah, you did indeed hear a baby cat. He's our little baby. He's tired that we've been on show for almost 3 hours. He's like, come play with me. I want you guys to be done.
And he might be
Don't worry, we're almost there.
Largest cat with the tiniest little voice.
All right, Cancers.
Cancer.
When were you ever last, right? Like, we're shaking things up with these shows. So
they might cry.
I'm so sorry. You're not last. You're first in our hearts.
I mean, Cancer moon, you're always first in my heart, Cancers.
Yeah, we love you, Lynn.
Let's see.
Let me pull up the wheel for you.
Sure. Yeah. Cancer risings. So Jupiter would be entering your second house. So, hey, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is your mini astrology and tarot reading for Jupiter entering Leo, which is coming up here in just a few weeks. And you know what, Cancer? You like to stay inside of your shell, that's for sure. But boy, oh boy, have the conditions out in the outer world really been pulling you around, probably out of that shell more than you want to be. You see, all of the energy from the outer planets right now is in the top half of the sphere, and that is really where we are interacting with others. So it might be a little bit of a period of discomfort that has been going on for Cancer risings. But the great news here with Jupiter entering your second house would be that the universe is giving you a little bit of a tool here to help you with your next stage. So one of the most important things that we see happening when Jupiter enters the second house, and I've talked about this a few times, the second house and its importance of learning new skills around mastering something that you can do. This is one of the most simple and easiest ways for you to grow self-esteem, to grow belief in self, and to really just start to see things in a more optimistic kind of a way, right? This is really about some actions that you're being called to take to prove to yourself how much you got it, how much you're worth. And the outcomes here are like pretty darn good for you, Cancer rising, because you have such a strong affinity with the planet Jupiter already. Jupiter, just spent the last year inside of your first house. And so if you went through some physical changes inside of the last year, or at least some changes on how you decided to show up inside of the world, into a new role that you were taking on, this is about expanding that and about putting another feather inside of your cap that leads you on that external mission even further. You see, with Saturn and Neptune inside of the 10th house, really been called to be working more functionally and publicly in a different and new kind of a way. Might have been taking on different roles inside of your family or inside of the public sphere that you find yourself in, could even be at work itself. And this is, again, about picking up something that's going to help you to get through some of those external shifts in your world. I wouldn't really expect the home to be changing too much here, but there's something that you can be doing at home that's going to help you for all the times that you find yourself outside of your shell. Exploring new tastes, exploring, new likes, new preferences. Watch out for overconsumption. I mean, like, second house is the house of like material stuff. And so you might end up, oh my God, Cancer rising, you could have a new collecting hobby, but like, don't spend all of your money collecting that thing. Like, I'm just thinking about, yeah. I mean, Cancer loves to accumulate things. So I guess there's the caution here on like, watch the spending. And if you are spending, what like aspect of yourself needs that healing? Like, what are you buying to make up for something that you might think that you're lacking? Like, how are you filling that hole with that material thing? And how does that indicate what aspect of self might need some like work, or like could relate to the inner child that needs to be more healed? But ultimately, this is picking up skills. We ran through like that Jupiter word train: Jupiter, Zeus, Jesus, Jesus, Christ. This is about you stepping into your Christ consciousness energy and embodying it more, and really like having a muscle to flex that helps you with that. So it's a really interesting period for you to find something new that really lights you up. And it's really just to help you. And it's to help you for when you're out there on your mission. But it is very private, so hopefully you enjoy that. And it is definitely something that you can grasp onto. But it will take just a little bit of bridging out of your comfort zone.
I love it. I love it. And of course, we knew Lynn would talk about her crystals.
More room in the house.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right. Cancer rising, suns and moons.
Oh, yeah. Because I was saying, because you could be buying
new
hobby. Sorry. Yeah. I'm just forgetting things immediately.
Oh, you're fine. All right, friends, Cancer rising, suns and moons. What are those cards that want to come out for you?
Oh, help with finances, though. That's a great idea. Someone could come in, or a life coach could come in to help you with your feelings of yourself.
Your feelings of yourself. Yeah.
I'm losing steam at the end here.
Oh, we are doing great, y'all. We are doing great. All right.
I'm just doing that like uncomfortable Cancer laugh that happens. Like, shout out Cancers. I'm doing it right now. I know that sometimes it just gets so tough that all we do is giggle.
I love it. I love it. All right, Cancers. Here are your cards. So we start out with that Queen of Pentacles energy and persuasion there for you. So this could very much have to do with like finding a new paradise to exist within. I'm just seeing her like background there where she's just like nestled in this just like beautiful forest, this like abundant natural world. And this might be within you because we have the Hermit next to it. And so this might be your own personal oasis, your own retreat. I think you mentioned that. This idea that you can retreat into yourself, retreat into your own private space in order to get away from some of that contention, because we have this Five of Wands back again, which is speaking to some of that challenge that you might be facing in the year ahead. But it really is not, it's not going to be, it's going to be leading you to a place of abundance, a place of that opulence, that beautiful feast that you love in your beautiful home with your beautiful friends. Three of Cups, right, in the traditional tarot is that joining together of it's like three witches holding their cups in the air and unlocking like these new levels of embodiment for you. This new I'm seeing the 10th house in my mind, so it could be in your career, in like a in that public space that you are in, and really giving you more ways to show up. And these ways are going to be really aligned with your soul. We have the Aeon card here. You're going to have this realization about your power, your abilities, your community as well. And it might take some retreat in order to go back out. There's going to be this like push and pull, I think, for you in the year ahead. I just keep seeing the like Black Panther head there. And so maybe someone out there really resonates with Black Panther and that means something to you. But I see that as like the shadow within, or like the power within, that like shadowy part of you that is going to show itself in a new way, and ultimately like leading you to a very empowered place, a very expansive place. And it's going to be a beautiful year ahead. I just needed to cut the deck, and Ace of Swords came out for you too. So yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one for you, Cancers.
I pulled the opposition twice. I was like, I don't want to end on this. And then it came back again. But you know, okay, so the Cancer energy has been very, very intense recently. We have the upcoming Mercury retrograde inside of Cancer. I've already heard it from my Cancer friends. It's already coming in for us. And you know, one of the things that I said was this aspect of Jupiter coming inside into your internal world really is to help to cultivate a tool to help you perhaps with all of the confrontations, the oppositions, the challenges, the things that you might be facing in that external world. The forecast for the like return on investment when investing in self right now is like astronomical. So I just want to like continue to like lay into that, because if this was like your natal chart, we would definitely be talking about how to relieve some of that tension. And in this chart, the tension is relieved with the Jupiter energy. And so inside of that second house, developing things for you can be so beneficial for overcoming some of the things that are going on inside of the kind of shifting landscape and shifting seas that you might find yourself in. So I love this. This was fun. Yo, thanks for hanging out with us, everyone. This was a wild idea that we had that didn't think we would be sitting here for 3 hours, but we really appreciate you if you've been here with us.
We love y'all.
It's always really fun to connect with our community this way, to share and to get feedback and to hear from you about the things that are going on. I think when we share astrology and our experiences with it, it helps to really connect the dots and fill in the picture that is above us in the sky and see the reality as above and so below. And as we share our experiences below, it just helps us to like see the true divinity in the nature of our reality. And to me, that's something that's comforting. For me, it's something that I can like count on. I mean, now we're just waxing on Jupiter for a moment here, but it really is, this is going to be a great year for deepening all kinds of belief in self, belief in what is in your heart, belief in the world that you want to be creating. And I think the biggest thing that we'll all be manifesting at this time is that world that is now going to be, well, one, we did a whole bunch of healing in Cancer. And so two, it gets to be so much more pure and real and like in a high vibe of integrity and unconditional love. And to me, you know, there's a lot of talk about the outer planets right now and the ability to restart our civilization. And this aspect with Jupiter inside of Leo just is not getting enough attention into making sure that we're being guided into that through the purest form of love. And so don't sleep on this transit for the next year. It's really a good thing coming forward. Even if it was in a difficult house for you, there's a lot of beauty.
Yeah, absolutely.
I choose to believe in beautiful things. I love that.
Oh, I know. I left it up for a moment because I really love that too. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. And we'll see you soon. Send you all the love. I'll make sure to put the timestamps in as well so that you guys can come back and review, because it was a lot. And especially as the year goes on, right, there might be these moments where you're like, what was said? What am I tapping into? What's going on? Or what's going on? I need some help. So feel free to come back to this. We love y'all. Thank you, Lynn. Yes, we are going on vacation.
Yes.
It's gonna be very fun. So don't worry, there's still content coming out. New stuff coming for you guys. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be back with the Capricorn full moon, but then we'll be doing another Fate and Fortune show for the upcoming trine between Pluto in Aquarius and Uranus in Gemini. So we're going to dig into more of those kind of longer durating notes that will be kind of sitting behind the symphony of the stars that will help to really flavor what's going on. We've touched on this topic briefly previously, but for those of you who were born in the 60s, this show is like really for you. But, you know, Jake and I, we're from a generation in the 80s, 90s where Uranus and Neptune really have like a lot of power. And so even for quite a few groups of star seeds, this alignment between Pluto and Uranus really is activating, getting on mission, and really moving forward into that reality that I know that we're all working on creating. So we'll have another one of these Fate and Fortune shows where we get to do cards and astrology like next month, I think. So
yeah. We'll see if we do 3 hours again. We might try to tighten things up just a little bit. But as Lynn says, get your popcorn ready.
Exactly. Get the popcorn ready.
All right, y'all. This was fun. Love you all. And we're going to go eat some food and chill out. So see you all soon. Bye.